Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Ohio State Buckeyes season is over after a 24-14 loss to the Miami Hurricanes in the Cotton Bowl. Head coach Ryan Day says he takes full responsibility for the loss.
At the end of the day, we didn't get it done. That starts with me and it goes down from there. So, I take responsibility for not getting the guys ready, and as you know, we spent an inordinate amount of time putting the plan together to get everybody ready to go play in that first half, and we didn't win the first half. So, we got to figure out why that was and learn from it moving forward.
The remaining 3 CFP quarterfinal games will be played today, starting with Oregon and Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl at noon, followed by Alabama versus Indiana in the Rose Bowl, and concluding with Ole Miss and Georgia in the All-State Sugar Bowl. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Not this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis Powell.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy 2026 to you. I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis.
First of all, you're going to say it with a little more enthusiasm.
I am.
I am. Just a little like, you made it to 2026.
Barely.
No, ain't no barely.
From last night.
Listen, you talking about stuff that happened last year. You living in the past.
We're not about to do that today.
You living in the past. We're not bringing that negativity in 2026, T-Bone.
Listen. You're right. We should leave it. We should leave 2020. At least this time when it happened on New Year's Eve, it didn't happen at the stroke of midnight.
Yeah,
the loss happened. We had an hour or so before the ball dropped to actually have everything else drop.
You know
on
what's
this
crazy? Like, remember how we missed that one in Georgia? When we missed this one in this game, it was the exact same. It never stood a chance.
Dude.
It never stood a chance.
As you may have heard, Buckeyes lost to Miami 24-14 in the Cotton Bowl. That happened all of 7 hours ago, was the final. We are here. We are live. It is, New Year's Day. We're all here.
Did you stay up for the ball drop?
No.
Me either.
No, I went to bed. Yeah. I was just, it was one of those things where I was angry, but I also figured I knew I come in today, I can be angry today. I got to go to sleep. I got to go to bed, Ramon, as they would say on Seinfeld.
Are you leading the lunatic fringe today?
The who?
The lunatic.
The what? The lunatic fringe, I was told, was just irrelevant. Why even have one? Why even be mad? Because I don't know if you know this, Ohio State is awesome, and anytime that they lose, we can't get mad about it. Anytime we lose, we got to have perspective that the sun has risen. Oh. Sun will rise tomorrow, except I'm up early. It ain't up yet. Sun's not up yet. So we don't know if it's going to come up. We don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Don't get on the train with him. Don't do this.
You know what? I'm so excited. Let me tell you, I just looked it up. I did all the math, and I have it for you. Ryan Day is now 82-12 overall at Ohio State. That's a winning percentage of 87.2%. And I'm told that's all that we need to care about, because whenever anybody talks about, like, hey, Ryan Day in big games struggles at times, whenever the talent level is equal, it's not as easy for him. Suddenly everyone goes, 88% winning percentage. Yeah, 87% winning percentage. Great. What's he do when he's down in the third quarter and we're going into the fourth quarter and you need a coach to come in and say, here's how we're going to win this game? He's 1-8 in those games. How about we bring that up occasionally? 1-8? 1-8 in games where they said it on the broadcast. He was 1-7 in games where he was trailing going into the fourth quarter. Now it's 1-8. So that's where I am today. I'm frustrated.
But my thing is, who don't struggle when talent is equal?
Great coaches. Great coaches. When everything else is equal, great coaches separate.
That's the point of the talent being equal. It's supposed to go, it's ups and downs in the game.
All right. If talent is equal, and when it comes to, by the way, I just want to, before I get all your emails, your complaints today, I'm not saying fire Ryan Day. I'm not saying Ryan Day sucks. I'm not saying anything about that.
That means that you have grown just 1 year, 2025.
Well,
I've watched you grow. You know
watched me grow in lots of ways, buddy. Lots of ways in our time together. I'll put on some LBs. I'll put on some more after today. Because I tell you what, this is my goal. My goal this year in 2026 was not to stress eat. And last night I'm sitting there going, I got an hour. I got 1 hour left to pack it all in. So I was just gobbling down food before I went to bed because I'm like, I can't do this tomorrow.
Listen,
can't stress eat.
Like you got people in the chat saying the same thing. When do they hit the gas pedal? Listen, this is how I see it, okay? I look at it like this. I think, one, there's a couple of things. One, the game is always won and lost in the trenches. That is going to be forever, and that was since the beginning of time. When you when the talent is equated and you're going up against good team, it always comes down to who's dominating the trenches. Well, they done that. Miami did that, I should say. And really, I would say it was two plays that really changed the whole trajectory of this game. And that's the pick six. And the missed field goal. Why do I say that? Because if you take that, if you take the pick six off,
there's 7.
They held them to 7 points.
Yeah,
in that first half.
That touchdown they gave up at the end is they literally
gave that up.
But you know what? I'm going to start with this because I'm going to tell you there's all kinds of problems I have with the offense, and we will get there for sure. We have 3 hours today. We are doing nothing else other than talking to Dean Evison at 7:30, which is on the schedule every week.
Breaking news, we're not.
Oh, we're not?
No.
Oh, is that real?
That's real.
Hey! Okay. Well, so guess what we're doing for 3 hours? We're talking about this today. That's all we're doing today is talking about the Buckeyes losing to Miami. But we'll get to all this. But I have to start with the defense because the defense has been great. I do not blame this game on the defense. But to your point, Tyvis, when this defense was tasked with getting off the field early in this game and late in this game, they could not do it for the most part. Miami was able to push them around.
That's not true.
It is true. Miami had multiple drives where they gobbled up clock because this defense could not.
They had 7 points. They gave up 7 points in the first half.
Yes, but they moved the football a lot.
I understand that.
They moved. I'm saying there were so many drives.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, they kept them out of the end zone.
Sure, but here's what happened at the end of the game.
It took the offense way too long to get going.
I know that.
Way too long.
I know that, but here's the problem. You didn't give Ryan Day isn't going to give this offense any chances to go out and have multiple times with the football because he's decided to run this offense at a snail's pace because apparently we're still saving guys for the 2 final games that, oops, they're not playing anymore. Oops, no football for you. We're all done now. So I'm glad we saved their body clocks and all the stuff that we got to do. We saved everything from these guys where they didn't have to have as many miles on the odometer. Now we don't even have games for them to worry about. So good news, they didn't play as many plays this season, and this offense never learned how to go at tempo. Because of that, the defense had to give the ball back to the offense more often, and yesterday they couldn't do it. Miami controlled the clock.
I would say in the games that Miami lost, Carson Beck threw interceptions. They turned the ball over.
Yes.
We had, 1 turnover, which was a forced fumble? So
yeah, I think
to me,
right. No, were there 2 fumbles or just one?
Malachi Tony picked the other one back up.
That's right.
He fumbled it, but he got it
back.
Right. But Carson Beck just did a really good job of taking care of the ball. Like, he did the things that was necessary. He didn't really go out there and do anything spectacular or anything like that. He did what he needed to do. He didn't get in the way. And I think that was the perfect game plan. He extended the drive with his legs when he needed to. The one at the end when it was like 3rd and 12 or something, and he like ran and got the first down. Like, that was a big thing. And the crazy part is, so I'm sitting there watching the defense. The one thing that had me stressed out about the defense is the fact that the corners played 8 to 10 yards off the ball. And I was sitting there saying to myself, when do we start doing this?
I don't
we've been a press man team since the beginning of time. When all of a sudden are we playing off and giving up these dinks and dunks? That's all they really wanted.
With a quarterback who has a noodle arm.
Yeah.
That everyone in all of college football who's watched him said.
I think they say he threw the ball over 15 yards once.
Yes. Well, why would you? Because they were giving up everything underneath. I to this moment still don't understand the logic there. You got beat by a guy who threw for 138 yards. Like, I mean, I'm saying Carson Beck was not going to beat you over the top. And the Ohio State defense essentially said, that's fine. We don't want him to beat us over the top. He wasn't going to. And you yet decided that was the strategy. So I have big problems with the defensive strategy in this game. But offensively, yet again, you have a coaching staff that has elected to run a snail's pace offense when you have, as I keep saying, you have a sports car. You have a Maserati. You have a Ferrari. You put whatever you want in there. That's what you have. I'm watching Miami's offense and going, that's what Ohio State's offense should look like.
Well,
they're dunking down the field. They're getting the ball moving. They're getting it out of their hands. The only thing that Miami didn't really do was go tempo, but I'm just saying that's what the offense should look like for Ohio State.
Well, Ohio State, I thought they figured it out towards the end of the first half because they went tempo and they seen how gassed Miami was. There was no pass rush. So it was funny. They asked Ryan Day after the break, like, what was some of the changes that you was going to make? And he was like, yeah, we're definitely going to speed it up a little bit more. And I didn't really see it. Now, to be fair,
I didn't see it either because it didn't happen.
It's hard to go tempo if you ain't getting positive yards on a play.
It's also hard to go tempo when you're never going tempo all year long. And all we've heard from Ryan Day is we can turn it on when we want to. Wrong. Incorrect.
Well, I told y'all that I don't believe in that.
No, and they couldn't, and they didn't, and they never did. It's yeah. All right, Buckeyes lose 24-14. More of that coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. We have a few crashes we've been tracking over the past several hours. Now, one is in the West Jefferson area. 2 trucks were involved and a bridge was struck. Ohio State Highway Patrol says the Ohio Department of Transportation is on scene inspecting that bridge. So keep in mind there could be some slowdowns in that area. In the Worthington area, the left lane is blocked on I-270 East beyond US 23 because of a crash. There are also some slick spots out there, so be mindful and give yourself some extra time before you get to your destination. I'm 10 TV's Krista McFarland with your fan traffic.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Ring in the new year and save big on everything for your next project. Now at Menards. Upgrade your bathroom today with our great selection of Broen bath fans. Get a Chroma Comfort bath fan that has 24 color options with unlimited color themes and a built-in Bluetooth speaker. View our entire selection of Broen bath fans on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for other great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Toyotathon is on at Tansky Sawmill Toyota with inventory on the lot and fresh inventory rolling in daily. Now is the time to treat yourself before the holidays. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com for Toyotathon specials or visit our festive showroom on the corner of Sawmill and 161 in Dublin. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky. Think Tansky. Think Tansky.
Take action and get expert service from Logan Services. Heating service calls are just $79. Furnace tune-ups are also $79. And plumbing service calls are just $79. We work in your neighborhood, and scheduling online is quick and easy. So visit our website to book your appointment now. For fast, friendly service, choose Logan Services.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters broadcasters and this station.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
As we welcome in this new year, let's resolve to deliver on the promise of a great public education for all of Ohio's kids. Our children should be free to learn and dream big for themselves. We must continue to provide opportunities for them to grow as critical thinkers so they can be the strong future leaders we need for tomorrow.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Bishop and Friends.
We'd lift, and then you just go to practice afterwards. When did gym become extinct? When did we get to the point where, we don't sweat in gym class?
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies are expected here for your New Year's Day with high temperatures into the 20s here this afternoon. We are looking at the chance for a few flurries, but otherwise pretty quiet conditions here for today. And then more sunshine for tomorrow with high temperatures back to the lower 30s. And we will keep the 30s in the forecast here for the weekend, but looking ahead to 40s here for next week and the chance for rain showers by Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Sometimes when Tyvis wears khaki pants, I can see the outline of his genitals. There's no joke there. It's just an observation.
God, the more I resist, the more intriguing they become. I can't look away.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I'm banning khaki pants.
Yeah, I guess you got to. That's your New Year's resolution. Buckeyes' New Year's resolution should be to never play on New Year's Eve ever again because they seem to do terrible when they play on New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's to all of you. I know, obviously, a lot of Buckeye fans. If you are a Buckeye fan, you're not happy about this last night. I'm not happy about it last night. If you're up this early, maybe you didn't sleep yet. So I can totally understand that as well. I stopped in at the Sheets this morning to get a little bit of breakfast before I came in because that's, of course, they're open 365, 24/7. Mm-hmm. They're always open. I go in there, nothing but people wearing either New Year's party attire, like we're going to the club attire.
Walk of shame.
Or Buckeye fans with Buckeye gear on, just, drowning their sorrows in whatever they could find to drink that's there that you're allowed to drink at the Sheets. I'm just saying, it was a miserable scene. Everybody, it's a miserable day. If you're a Buckeye fan, it sucks.
It's not a miserable day.
It is a miserable day.
The day just started. It was a miserable night.
And it's good. And you know what?
It was a miserable night.
It's one of those days where I do this whenever the Buckeyes lose. It happened to me this morning. I woke up, and for 30 seconds, I was like, all right, put my feet down, kind of stand up, do a little stretching, and I'm like, what do I got going on today? Because my brain is just waking up from a coma, essentially. And I wake up and go, Buckeyes lost. That's right. And it immediately fouls my mood up. And then all day long, it's a thing where I'll be doing something else. I'll be unrelated to that, and I'll be like, damn it. And then, just reminder that the Buckeyes lost to Miami, and I'll be frustrated again.
I moved on. You
moved on. It's been 7 hours. How do you move on in 7 hours?
You flush it and you get ready. The problem is this, and this is something as a fan base that we got to get better at. And I should know. And I feel I've been kicking myself about it because I should know this because I lived it. One, it is extremely hard to go back to back. Right? Which I'm sure everybody's like, well, yeah, that's a given.
It is.
You have to realize that it's year to year. And it was so many times that we kept saying, well, last year they did this. Last year they responded like this. Last year they played Tennessee and they had this and they played like this.
Different team.
That's the point. Right. It was like we should have caught ourselves like all of those guys are gone. The majority of those guys are gone.
But a good amount of them were.
It's a different team. The response is going to be different, and obviously it was.
Here's the counterpoint to that, though, is that we did all that in the preseason of I don't know what's going to happen. What about this defensive line? Who's going to step up? And you had guys who had All-American seasons, right? Mm-hmm. First, second, or third team, multiple All-Americans on that defensive line. Hey, is Julian Sayin going to get the job done? Well, he finished second in or what did he finish? Not second in the Heisman voting. Was he fourth? Fourth. Okay.
Yeah.
But he was in New York for the ceremony. Right? Like, this is a guy who certainly at times showed us some potential of what we thought could be a really, really good year. If you believed what everybody was saying about him, that he has the greatest completion percentage ever and all this stuff, the reality is Julian Sayin has a lot of work to do. Because when he comes up against a tough defense, when the ball has to come out quick, he looked like he was seeing ghosts last night. He was getting chased around, but who isn't in big-time college football when you're playing a tough defense? Offensive line needed to be better? Sure. He needed to be better, too. And it's all across the board there. It's all across the board on this offense not getting the job done. They had, Tyvis, 3 possessions in the second half. 3.
Who did?
The Buckeyes. 3.
Mm.
Now, they, I guess, technically had a fourth one if you want to count the one where they let Miami score to get the ball back. And what they have, like 20 seconds or something. And then, of course, he threw a pick. But that doesn't even count to me. That's not a real possession. Like, meaningful possessions in a game where you're down 2 scores, how do you not want to get more opportunities with the football? That is my question for Ryan Day and this offensive coaching staff. Why did you want to operate at a slow pace when you knew this game you needed the ball in your hands to score? You had multiple touchdowns that had to be scored to get back in this game.
My question would be, why did you go at a snail's pace when your most effective drives came when you had their defensive line tired? You knew that their defensive line had some dudes on it.
Yes.
And when you went tempo, it took it away. Julian was able to go do whatever he wanted to do, go through his whole progression. The offensive line looked great. So why would you not keep doing that same thing? That to me was the part that didn't make sense.
Do you want a real answer on that, or do you want what a lot of the state media around here is going to give you?
Well, we keep it real here.
You want to
keep it a buck.
We keep it real.
Guess what you want. Guess what you need.
No, don't.
Because I'm going to tell you what the lunatic fringe take on all that today is very simple. Maybe next time, Ryan Day, after you had the guy coordinating your offense last year was a mentor of yours, was a guy who's coached big-time college football at the highest levels at Oregon, has coached in the NFL. Now, we know how that went this year with Chip Kelly, but Chip Kelly has decades of experience coaching big-time college football, coordinating offenses in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
This year, the offense was turned over to a guy who's never coordinated an offense in Brian Hartline. This offense was turned over to a guy go down the list of all these dudes on the staff. Keenan Bailey, his entire experience was recruiting analyst at Notre Dame for a year or two, and then all of his time is here as an intern basically at Ohio State till he got promoted. You've got Tyler Bowen, who's your offensive line coach, who has 1 year of FBS offensive line coaching experience prior to here. Now, he has been a co-offensive coordinator and done a lot of other things. He has a much bigger resume than any of those guys. But as far as coaching offensive linemen, he has 1 year of doing that, and that was back in 2017 in Maryland. So I'm just saying, you've surrounded yourself not with elite coaches in this offensive coaching staff. Last year, you had that. This year, Ryan Day is the most elite coach in that coaching room, and this offense looked nothing like it should. As far as the speed, the tempo, all that stuff.
I would love to hear from the people that wanted Justin Fry the hell out of here. And how they feel about the offensive line play now, because he didn't recruit 5-stars, so he wasn't a good offensive line coach.
Wait a minute.
We're back to bring back Justin Fry.
Hold on, let me stop you right there.
Dylan, guess what,
Let me
buddy?
stop you. No, he out of pocket. Let me listen. First of all, Justin Fry was a coach that everybody hated before last season because he was not getting the 5-star guys.
I just said that.
Right.
But they still played well.
Right. And as the season went on and as injuries played a part of the season, he did an outstanding job of getting guys that they got out of the portal to play well and have the backups play well. So once they won it all, everybody loved Justin Fry. He cashed in and went to the NFL because he was hot at the time. Don't do that. Like, don't act like the fan base was just completely sour on him when he left. Everybody was like singing his praises.
But to Dylan's point, there were a lot of people who were frustrated with that
before last season.
Dude, but by the way, hey, can't multiple things be true? Mm-hmm. I will give you that Justin Fry is an offensive line coach, coached up the guys last year, got guys who had to step in for injuries, played well. He did do that. Yes, he got guys to play better than they should. That's all well and good. The deficiencies in recruiting that particular position came up big time this year. Did they not? Where you didn't have any answer on the right side of the line. You didn't have, for the most part, an answer when you played a defensive line that actually had guys on it who could be as good or better than you as far as from a position standpoint.
Your two
right
losses.
there. Yes. That. So when people who are, I don't know, perhaps they are a little loud online. When the people who follow the sport the most are the ones saying, you know what we should do? Maybe we should recruit some offensive line talent. And everyone's like, you're dumb.
Didn't they?
They'll just go in the portal and get Phillip Daniels.
No,
how'd that work out for you?
Wait a minute.
They'll go get that dude who didn't even play at all this year. We paid him $4 million. They'll get him.
Didn't they get a lot of offensive line recruits in this 26 class?
I hope they did. But here's the thing. It's not about that now. I'm talking about the last few years. Yes, their offensive line recruiting was terrible. And now your chickens have come home to roost. Now you've got the actual problem situating itself right in front of your face as you're watching a playoff game going, why can't we give our quarterback a little more time? Answer, because you don't have the talent there.
That was the main concern.
And it's not getting coached up, to your point, Dylan. Now you got a guy who can't coach him up. So you got both problems going to you now. So that's not great.
It was a major concern. And people said that everybody pointed that out. What was that, 2 years ago? When was I doing? Yeah, 2 years ago or last year, whenever it was, when they kept missing out on some of them D-line recruits and some of them offensive line recruits. Mm-hmm. Everybody kept pointing out. It's like, it's fine now, but like when it comes time to, in about 2 years when your starters is gone, it's going to be hard to replace those guys. And yeah, like Mario Cristobal. He knows how to beat Ryan Day. he understands that physicality is the great equalizer in this game.
I'll tell you what. I mean, if
that's that's 2 times in a row. Because I want to say 2 times. When he was with Oregon and he came to the shoe and he did it, and then here. And it's always been the same thing. His running backs run the ball well. His offensive line and defensive line is productive, because with Oregon, that's when they didn't even have Kayvon Thibodeau at the time.
That's right.
He was out that game, and they still was able to do things on defense there. So, like I said, he understands that physicality is going to be. He builds his team from the inside out, and we need to address that.
I'll tell you this: if there's a list of best coaches in college football, you can't put Ryan Day over Mario Cristobal now. You can't. I don't care what their resumes say. They went head-to-head in 2 different schools, and he's whooped Ryan Day's ass. So, sorry, you can have your power rankings. You can have all your stuff. Ryan Day's won more games. Yeah, well, Mario Cristobal beats his ass every time they play. So, he's 2-0. So, I'm with you, Tyvis. That's bad. Because you said that yesterday, and I was like, yeah, but come on. That's a different time.
When I brought up the Oregon one?
Yeah. And now I have no answer for you on that. You're exactly right. By the way, we'll hear from Ryan Day. He took responsibility for this loss. You will hear what he had to say coming up in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Stepping out the door, there are some slick spots out there from that winter weather we got overnight. Now, we are tracking a crash in the West Jefferson area. The Ohio State Highway Patrol says 2 commercial vehicles were involved and a bridge was struck. We know that crews are on scene inspecting that bridge right now to see if it's safe for drivers to drive underneath and over that bridge. So keep that in mind if you are driving in that area, and be mindful of crews. With those slick spots, a good idea to give yourself some extra time to get to your destination. I'm 10 TV's Krista McFarland with your Fan Traffic.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more. more. Designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Future therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
This holiday season, whether you're roasting a turkey for 10 or making a baked brie for 2, Kroger has you covered with delivery and free pickup. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Buckeyes lose 24-14, the Cotton Bowl. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. I mean, I really hate playing on New Year's Eve. I really don't want to ever see the Buckeyes do that again.
It has not gone great.
No, it has not. It's not been good. I don't enjoy this.
And we're 0. Any team that has a bye is 0-5.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, we've got Ryan Day audio to play. He talks about that, and we will get to that in a moment. But I'm going to say that I don't know what Ryan. I actually haven't listened fully to Ryan Day's comment on that. I'm sure that I have seen a lot of coaches talk about how they think that's a disadvantage. I think that's a cop-out, personally. Now, I don't know. Maybe Ryan Day, I don't know what Ryan Day said. I've got audio here that says, did the bye week cause a slow start? And in fact, let's hear what Ryan Day had to say. But I'm going to tell you, I think that's a cop-out for people who say that, because I genuinely think if you want to say that it was better for Miami to go through a bludgeoning between them and Texas A&M, was that not a physical football game? You think that's a better thing to go through than to be healthy, rested, ready, and fired up to go?
Is Texas A&M better than us?
It's a solid question. People are saying, you know what?
It's a real question. Think about that. It was 10-3.
Is Louisville better than us? Didn't Miami lose to Louisville?
SMU?
Yeah. SMU better than Ohio State? I mean, these are questions people have to ask now. Streets are talking, Tyvis. I got my ear to the streets, and it's not good what I'm hearing back. Here's what Ryan Day said about the bye week causing their this says their slow start. I don't know that they had a slow start. They had a slow game, but here's what they
Well, I felt like it took us a while to get into the rhythm of the game. I thought we did coming out of the second half, and by then, it was going to take a very, very efficient second half to win the game, being down 14-0. But I felt like at that point we got into a rhythm, and when we had that drive there where, we took a shot, it was incomplete, and the next play was a hold that got us way behind the chains. And that was the drive that we needed to go win the game. And when you have a start the way that we did, you put yourself at risk of having to be really, darn near perfect in the second half to go win a game. So we put ourselves behind the 8 ball. We worked really hard during the last 3 weeks leading up to this game to come out of the gates and win the first quarter, win the first half, be ready to go. I thought we had an excellent plan on that and what we did. I think the guys bought into it, but at the end of the day, we didn't get it done. And that starts with me, and it goes down from there. So, I take responsibility for not getting the guys ready, as you know, we spent an inordinate amount of time putting the plan together to get everybody ready to go play in that first half, and we didn't win the first half. So, we got to figure out why that was and learn from it moving forward.
What's that quote that Mike Tyson had about everybody has a plan
so they get punched in the mouth?
Yeah, that's what happened to you.
Yeah.
That's what happened last night down in Dallas.
Sure did.
It was,
Sure did.
Your plan was not, I don't care what the plan was, it wasn't effective. And he acknowledges that there, but, he brought up a drive that it drove me crazy watching that game. Because he mentioned, Ryan Day said you have to be efficient when you have the slow start that they did. Slow start, slow half. I don't know when you call a slow start, when the entire half you score no points and you miss a field goal, which More on that.
That's
throughout the show.
You can spend a whole hour on
that. Don't worry. I was told earlier, special teams don't matter because you're Ohio State, baby.
Who told you?
Needs special teams?
Who told you that?
Oh, I got yelled at by a bunch of people. Like, how dare you? Ryan doesn't need special teams. Well, apparently not. Good. All right. More on that in a second. But that drive they had, that he was talking about, I believe that was in the fourth quarter, where they had, was it 7 plays, 6 yards, took 4.5 minutes off the clock. That's, Tyvis, I don't know. I'm not an analyst. I'm not an offensive guru. That is not offensive efficiency, is it? That's not offensive efficiency.
Do you remember my one fear that I had this year? Do you remember what I kept telling you was the biggest difference to why Ohio State was able to win it all last year and why I think it's a little shaky? Why they haven't won it but that 1 year?
Why is that?
Because it was the way that roster was built. Last year, I said that the Buckeyes could beat a team throwing the ball and running the ball. With Travion and Quinshawn, like that to me has been the biggest difference. Because we've seen us have teams that we can throw the ball all over the field, but it hasn't gotten us anywhere. I mean, we had, one national championship appearance before then.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, you had some of that nastiness because you had those 2-headed monsters at the backfield that was dropping shoulders, that could beat you just solely running the ball. And this year, it was one of the things we pointed out. We kept saying at the beginning, they can't run the ball. They can't run the ball. They can't run the ball. And then obviously as the year went on, as we got towards the end, they played some of them weaker opponents and they was able to run the ball and do things like that. So it's like maybe they figured something out. Well, in this game, it was not really. It wasn't. Bo Jackson had a couple of runs, but it wasn't like last year's team.
You're the fact again. This is a whole nother indictment on this coaching staff in my mind when it comes to recruiting. You have your best weapon in the running back room was a freshman who no one thought was going to start this year. You went out and got a high price transfer. He did nothing for you, C.J. Donaldson. Like this.
Yeah, 7 carries for 31 yards.
Really?
That's nothing.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm just saying, you went from last year, and this is where the critics of Ryan Day have the point that has to be. I don't know how you can see this any other way. Last year, when everybody was mad after they lost that Michigan game, and people were like, "Oh, how dare you doubt Ryan Day?" Dude, they had two.
First of all, ain't nobody say that.
There are plenty of people who said that.
How dare you doubt?
The Sunshine Pumpers.
The whole world was saying fire this man.
No, there were a bunch of people like, I believe in Ryan Day. I think he's great.
Maybe 5%.
Me and my Extend Ryan Day shirt.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Dylan was one of those guys. Oh, Dylan was a big believer.
He was part of the 5%.
But here's what I'm going to tell you. Last year in the running back room, you had two guys who came in and started played lots of minutes for their NFL teams they went to. And in Quinshon Judkins, a guy who is on a woebegone, terribly offensively inept team, he found daylight and was able to create stuff before his injury. He looked really good. Would we not agree with that? That's a day one NFL starter that you had. And next to him, you had a guy who went to the New England Patriots.
Like 2 picks later.
And that guy has now been a major contributor on a playoff team, one of the best teams in the NFL. You lost both of those guys in the running back room. You had nothing to replace them. So my point is the plan of succession was null and void in the running back room. So to your point about them not being able to run the football, this goes back to seeing anything beyond the immediate future. But last year, when we talk about how great that was and Ryan Day figured it out, Ryan Day had to figure it out, because he had a roster that was ready built to win a national championship. And I would dare say in every game they were in last year, they had the superior talent. This year, I don't think that was the case against Indiana. I think it should have been, but it didn't turn out to be. And I definitely don't think they had the superior talent on the field last night, as much as we all believe they should have had more talent out there. They didn't play like it. They didn't develop these guys enough. And Carson Beck can't throw the ball 20 yards down the field, but he's a hell of a better quarterback right now in college football than Julian Sayin is. He can see things and make plays with his feet that Julian Sayin couldn't. Who's getting developed and who's not? That's my question at Ohio State.
Julian Sayin, I think the reason Julian Sayin played the way he played is because, one, it's a young mind. Like, once you get sacked a couple of times, it rattles you, and now it speeds your clock up, and it's so hard to put trust back in the offensive line when you just got sacked. So now he's seeing ghosts, and now he's throwing the ball away, and throwing the quick check downs and things like that because he just got sacked. So, I understand. I think that's one of those things that come with experience. That offensive line just has to be better to shore up the fact that, we got you. Hey, we got you. You can calm down, go through your progressions. But the way that they was getting did in the first half, I understand it. It wasn't no answer for it, and he had to play like that. So, the Julian Sain thing is just that's a young player that the last two games have been incredible experience for him. And hopefully he's able to take that experience and be better moving forward. But they got to fix that offensive line. They got to give him some protection.
I don't remember who I saw said it, but they said Julian Sain's legs, even if he gets 20 yards this game, will be a huge factor.
Yeah.
He had negative 42
kept taking sacks,
rushing yards.
If you a couple of times I wanted him to take off, and I don't know why he did.
If you yelled at Shedeur Sanders for taking bad sacks, how are you not yelling at Julian Sain? There were times where it's he's going to get hit, but he ran an extra 10 yards to just get a worse sack somehow. So, that was all bad. We'll come back. I'm going to talk about the kicking game and why that explains a lot about Ryan Day. Details next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. A few crashes we are tracking this morning. One is the lanes blocked on I-71 north at 17th Avenue because of a crash in the Milo-Brogan area. Keep this in mind. If you are commuting in that area, you will see some slowdowns. Another crash on the east side. This is I-270 southbound where lanes are closed there, as well as State Route 317 and Hamilton Road. Also keep in mind the slick spots this morning and give yourself extra time to get to your destination. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your fan traffic.
The common phrase is new year, new me, but that's hard to do when you're dealing with pain. Hi, I'm Tyvis Power with QC Kinetics. I struggled to get through the day just like you until I seen my guys at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his staff brought me treatments that help my body repair my knees and shoulders. If you're like me and don't want to have an operation that keeps you away from doing activities, then visit QC Kinetics, where your treatments is in the office and there's no downtime. You'll be moving better and stronger, and that way you can accomplish all your goals. For me, I want to lose weight this year, and thanks to QC Kinetics, I can run and lift just like I used to when I was in the pros. Simple procedure that can deliver big life-changing results. Let January be your clean slate. Stop managing the pain and start solving it with QC Kinetics right here in Dublin. Call now for your free consultation. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Bring more party to your New Year's Eve and game day gatherings with Meijer. Save big on celebration staples like extra large avocados, now only 99 cents each. Specialty charcuterie meats are buy one, get one 30% off. 12 packs of select Coca-Cola and Pepsi products are buy two, get one free. Plus deposit where applicable. And Meijer potato and tortilla chips are 3 for $6 when you buy 3 or more. Bring more good to your holiday and game day festivities with Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place, and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, and player props.
$150 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
Enough already.
We can do more.
Enough already. We can find a cure.
Enough already.
We can do better for our kids.
Enough already. We are relying on you.
We can come together to support Children's Cancer Research Fund, a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer that is on the front line of breakthroughs. Because
it's enough already.
Go to childrenscancer.org today.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors at Sheets. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tyvis is on the news right now. He's popped over on 10 TV. They've requested his services because, as you may have guessed, the Buckeyes losing is big news. As we said yesterday, it would be the biggest news in sports for the day, and it is. It's leading all the headlines. Everything you're looking at, you go on ESPN. It's one of those ESPN.com days where you just avoid. You don't even look because everything's going to be Buckeyes lose. And we're talking about it here, but at least here it's a safe space. You can get it out. You can talk about it knowing that it's Buckeye fans that we're talking about this with. It's not the national media doing it. But, yeah, what a frustrating night, Dylan, last night. How did that game find you as you were sitting there? When did you start to get panic setting in for you?
I honestly never really panicked until that last drive by Miami. The whole time I was hopeful that
I've learned not to do that with this. No, I've learned the signs now. When I see this team getting bullied up front early in the game, and I think they're going to sort this out. They'll come up with a game plan. That's the games they don't. They don't adjust to that. They don't ever find a way to punch back. They rarely, if ever, do the thing that would make sense, which is to go to tempo. So early in that first quarter, I'm like, uh-oh, we're not looking good. Unless the Buckeyes go down and score, I'm not feeling great. Then when the pick six happened, it was full-on panic mode. When that pick six went, that was when I was like, okay, we may very well lose this game.
See, part of me wants to say that Miami was just a pick six and a missed field goal better than Ohio State. But then negative me comes out, and I'm like, the naysayers are right. Ohio State didn't play anyone this year. They weren't battle tested. They weren't as good as we thought. Miami was better. We have to take an L on our take yesterday of saying, why is everyone saying that Miami is so much better 100%. Than Ohio State in the trenches?
Absolutely
right. Well, they freaking proved it yesterday, and it wasn't even close.
David Pollock, come get your flowers.
Yeah,
Josh Pate, I'm sorry. Yeah, you were right. We were wrong. I totally underestimated this Miami team. And by the way, I watched Miami play. It's not like I never looked at them. I didn't know any of the guys on their team. I've watched this team play a lot of football, and I guess, like, I know people are saying, oh, well, they're peaking at the right time. No, man, they didn't have this earlier in the year. I don't know where this came from them, but yeah, they had good pressure from a defensive line. We anticipated that. We knew they had a couple players on offense who can make plays at running back. You have Tony there who can make things happen, but by and large, that didn't really kill the Buckeyes. They just kept extending drives. They kept getting 3rd and 3s converted. They kept converting. They kept getting into 2nd and 3rd and short, and that allowed them to convert. But I don't know. I am at a point where I look at this yesterday and Tyvis, when did you panic? When did you when did it kid in for you that we may be in a game here. This may not go our way?
Never. But
they lost.
I don't fret. When I realized that the game was over was right when they threw that screen to C.J. Daniels and he caught it and got that first down and got him right on the goal line, I was like, oh, well, it's over right now. That was the first time I said that.
Wow. No, I dude, when they threw the screen pass, that was when I said when they picked off the terrible screen where, I mean, Jeremiah Smith whiffs on a block, yes, but if you're Julian saying, how do you throw that ball when you see a guy streaking?
He should have threw that thing right in the dirt.
Yes, you had I saw so many people like, that's on Jeremiah Smith. It's like it is on him. Yes, make the block, but also you have to eat that play. You cannot throw that football when you see a guy breaking in and easily going to take that the other way.
And then it was plays that happened where I was sitting there. And maybe it's because I'm 31, but, like, I was sitting there yelling, like, how do you not know this is about to happen? I haven't played the game in 5 years, and I can tell you, I knew what they was about to do. Like, Mark Fletcher touchdown. When they came out of that, I'm like, they about to throw it to the flats. Like,
oh, my gosh.
They bunched it up, put the running back offset to their running picks to run to the flats. Like, how do you not know this is about to happen? And when they did it, I'm like,
that was shocking.
How do you not know that?
It was shocking that they didn't recognize it. And also, as I'm watching that, I'm going, oh, hey, look at that. You can actually put in your jumbo. How many offensive linemen do they have in there? 8? Like, they put in, they didn't just have their wide receivers on the field. They didn't have tight ends on the field. They had all offensive linemen, and yet still they were able to get a play where it's like, oh, look at that. We snuck a guy out of the backfield, and no one even looked at it.
But I just think that
unbelievable.
I think Miami did a really good job of understanding, like, the Buckeyes haven't played in 24, 25 days. So, and we have. So let's jump on them before they knock the rust off.
Yeah.
Like, let's take advantage of the fact that they're going to be rusty. And it was so funny because everybody would ask me, like, if you was doing practice for these 3 weeks, how would you handle it? And I kept telling everybody that first week I would focus on fundamentals because when you get to the end of the season, fundamentals go bad. I don't know why. That's just what it is. And we missed more tackles in this game,
dude,
that I have ever seen.
That was the number one thing we thought.
We are the number one tackling team. Like, that was the one thing. We don't miss tackles. And I watched Caleb miss. I watched Sonny miss. I'm like, what in the world is this? I watched corners not get in there on the fits and be late to try to fit something, and now they missing and just throwing their bodies. And I'm just like, when did we get like this? So, like, to me, it was always the fundamentals. And I don't understand how you don't harp on the fundamentals, knowing that it's just naturally for athletes when you get towards the end of the year where fundamentals go out the window for these guys.
Am I wrong in thinking that it's been 2 months since we saw Arvo Reese have a game? Is that a I know it's not Hot Take Tuesday, but can it be Hot Take Thursday?
He definitely didn't have the impact that he usually has.
I'm saying, like, I think that there was a little bit of crowning them too early this year from us, the media, from everybody that
definitely lost some money last night. I'll tell you that. Before that Indiana game, he was arguably the best prospect in the draft. And
I mean, he still may be from all the measurable stuff. I'm sure his combine stuff will be great, all of that. But yeah, this is the frustrating thing with this team is that the talent is there, and yet you can't just be an assemblage of talent. You can't just be a fantasy football team. You actually have to be a football team. You actually have to come out and make adjustments. You have to make plays. You have to show up in big moments. You have to sweat the little details. And that is why I said with the kicking game, it tells me a lot about Ryan Day. Because the kicking game, we can all acknowledge, like, Ohio State's never going to have a guy who kicks 30 field goals a season. We know that. They're not that type of offense. They don't aim to get field goals, right? Mm-hmm. They are not the type of team that plays trestle ball where their punter is not going to be the best in the country. But what I don't get is, why wouldn't you want to have that? Like, they brought in a dude yet last year, this offseason, who is a kicker who has been, like, perfect from 50-plus yards.
He must be terrible.
Is he terrible, or is it just we don't really put that much of a stake in it? We don't really care about it. We don't sweat that the way we sweat other things at this program.
Other seeing what Jaden Fielding's done in big moments, and you still ran it back with Jaden Fielding, that tells me that the other guys can't be good.
Okay.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way that you would not make that change.
I don't know that. I don't know that at all.
If the other guys in practice just nailing kicks and you just watch Jaden Fielding against Indiana lose the game, like, there's no way that you don't make the change.
The other part of that,
if
though,
not, that's a total indictment on.
I mean, they brought in Jaden Fielding as a preferred walk-on. He wasn't even a scholarship player coming in. Like, what are we doing?
This is where I say the kicking game tells you a lot about Ryan Day, because I feel like he does a lot of things where he just says that'll be good enough. That's all we need. Why go crazy there? And it's like, no, why not be the best version you can be in every aspect of what you do? And he says he wants to do that. And this coaching staff believes that they're doing that. But when you watch it, you know that they're not. Like, you know that they just don't put an emphasis on special teams here. They don't care. They wouldn't. I watched their punter boot one 70 yards where it totally flipped the field for Ohio State, where it put Ohio State inside the 10-yard line. Their guys were all hyping up and celebrating it. When's the last time you saw Ohio State have a punt like that? And again, that doesn't matter when you're playing Purdue and UCLA. It matters when you're playing the teams who have the same level of talent as you. And so in the games where, yes, 80% of the time you're playing inferior competition, it doesn't matter. But in the games where you're playing teams that actually have the same amount of talent on the field as you do, suddenly those little details matter. Things like tackling yesterday mattered, and it didn't happen.
Are you slowly but surely saying that all your SEC takes starting to lose a little juice?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
SEC.
Did they play an SEC team yesterday?
No,
they didn't.
But what I'm saying is, you be saying like, well, the Big Ten got teams that's good as well, and the middle of there is pretty good.
Isn't Purdue and UCLA? Okay. They're not.
I'm just saying.
Rutgers.
Shout out to Iowa, by the way.
By the way, how'd Vanderbilt look yesterday? They were the almost playoff team. Vanderbilt. How'd they look when they played Iowa? A team that no one thought would get in the playoffs.
Didn't Diego Pavia finish second in the Heisman?
He sure did. Sure did. He's trying to get another year. All right, more on this guy. I can't talk any other college football. We'll talk more about Ohio State, Miami coming up next. Timon and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. A few crashes we are tracking. One is in the Milo Grogan area. Now all lanes are blocked on I-71 North. This is at 17th Avenue because of a crash. We know that multiple crews are on their way to help divert that traffic. Another crash on the east side, I-270 southbound. You will see some lane closures there. Several other crashes. Just keep in mind it is slick in some spots out there because of that winter weather we had overnight and those freezing temperatures. So give yourself some extra time to get to your destination. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Need help recovering from the holidays? Get a holiday loan from BMI Federal Credit Union. BMIFCU.org/holiday loan.
Looking to launch a career in the skilled trades but don't know where to begin? Part-time service in the Ohio Army National Guard can help. You can kickstart your career by enlisting in one of our many trades-based jobs. Get paid to learn these skills and gain on-the-job training when you report to your unit 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks in the summer. To learn how the Guard can pay for your civilian trade certification, visit nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Thanks to your support, the nonprofits VetTix and First Tix have given away tens of millions of tickets and counting to vets currently serving military, the immediate family of troops killed in action, and our brave current and former first responders. These tickets are a meaningful way to say thank you to America's heroes. And now we want you to be part of the mission. Got extra tickets to concerts, games, or special events? Or want to see if you qualify? We want you to go to vettix.org and firsttix.org today. Give something to those who gave.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit OutdoorStewards.org.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hi, this is Max with Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
This message is for everyone with a New Year's resolution. You can do it. This year is going to be your best one yet. Be the best because you are the best. You deserve it. Thank you for allowing us to serve you. And when you need us,
call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
Teachers need tons of help.
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hi, this is Mike with the Good Feet store. Are your bad feet making work miserable? You're not alone. Here's Vale, a real Good Feet store customer.
I'm a salesman. I've pounded the pavement 35 years, literally. My legs ached, my feet hurt. It was just sometimes unbearable. But if you don't have a good attitude when you're in sales, it shows on your face. I heard an advertisement on the radio for the Good Feet store, and I said, what can I lose?
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Vale get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way.
I walked in the Good Feet store and I said, my feet hurt. What a difference with these arch supports. When I go and talk to my customers, I've got a smile on my face. I can go all day long and then some. It's the real deal. My name's Val, and that's my Good Feet story.
Don't let bad feet stop you from achieving your 2026 health goals. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Ohio State Buckeyes season is over after a 24-14 loss to the Miami Hurricanes in the Cotton Bowl. Head coach Ryan Day says he takes full responsibility for the loss.
At the end of the day, we didn't get it done, and that starts with me and then goes down from there. So, I take responsibility for not getting the guys ready, and as you know, we spent an inordinate amount of time putting the plan together to get everybody ready to go play in that first half, and we didn't win the first half. So, we got to figure out why that was and learn from it moving forward.
The remaining 3 CFP quarterfinal games will be played today, starting with Oregon and Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl at noon, followed by Alabama versus Indiana in the Rose Bowl, and concluding with Ole Miss and Georgia in the All-State Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
T-Bone would like to take a second to remind everyone that Eddie George is awesome and that Ronnie James Dio was an American treasure. And that pickles are gross. Thank you. Here's T-Bone and Tyvis.
Buckeyes had 3 meaningful offensive drives in the second half of this game. They lose 24-14. And I saw Dan Wolken, who college football writer. He had a thing saying, we can't have every playoff game be a referendum on coaches. All right, it's not. But I think Ohio State fans are right to say they're frustrated with the way that the offense went with Ryan Day this year and with the JV squad that he had as an offensive coaching staff, a bunch of guys who've never done anything when it comes to college football coaching. Chip Kelly was your offensive coordinator last year, and he kept his ship on the rails. Ryan Day didn't have to babysit everybody. Now Ryan Day takes the kid gloves off, lets these guys actually run the offense. And it didn't work. Sorry. You can say all you want about the numbers they put up, the efficiency they had when they played nobodies and they played crap. But when they played actual teams that had similar talent to them, this coaching staff was not up to it. This offense was not up to it. The game plan was not there. They couldn't go tempo. They couldn't put their foot on the gas, as Ryan Day said they could. So what are we supposed to do with that? Ignore it and say Ryan Day still 87% winning percentage? Or are we supposed to acknowledge that, like, when they play good teams, this team has struggled to meet the moment? I think it's fair to at least bring that up.
You know what my biggest concern walking away from this game was? The fact that remember this week the whole Jeremiah Smith quote about if Miami was good or competing for national championships, would you have gone there? And he said, yeah, I probably would have.
Yeah.
Well,
they're good.
We have done a wonderful job recruiting South Florida, but make no mistake about it. I think a lot of those kids grow up and hear about the U and probably wanted to go to the U, but they just didn't believe and see the vision. It just seemed like it was so far away from the U actually being back. Well, the U looks like they might be back.
Dude. Well, they beat Ohio State.
Exactly. So
they look like they could beat anyone in the country the way they played last night.
That makes me wonder when it comes down to recruiting Florida now, South Florida in particular, will we start to lose those battles more and more people start to go to Miami?
That is a solid question.
Between Miami and actual South Florida now with Brian Hartline.
I'm not worried about them going to South Florida. And actually, if I'm South Florida, I might be going, hang on a second. Who did we just hire? What happened? I mean, you got a guy who can recruit, but when it comes to running an offense, I mean, that may be a little too much too quick there. I'm saying I don't know if Brian Hartline was the right guy to be your offensive coordinator here. And yet now he's going to run a college football program. So good luck with all that. The reality is it's fair to question why Ryan Day isn't better in these moments when the team has an equal level of talent across the way from you. When the coach across the way from you does not look at you and go, uh-oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. How many coaches have you heard whenever they talk about going up against the Buckeyes, they say, they got Jeremiah Smith, man. I don't know what to do about that guy. And then over on defense, God, Caleb Downs is a machine. He's crazy. And sure, that happens too. Mario Cristobal talked about that stuff. He gives his flowers, but he can look at his roster and say, I have guys in the trenches that I trust can beat Ohio State in those moments. I have a quarterback in Carson Beck who, yeah, you and I both said has a noodle arm. But he said, you know what my quarterback can't do? He can't throw the ball more than 20 yards. So we know we're not going to have him do? Throw the ball more than 20 yards.
Yet and still, we played 8 to 10 yards off the ball. I just can't understand it. I will never understand. I don't care. We in man zone, whatever. I'm pressing everything.
Matt Patricia has been a great defensive coordinator for the Buckeyes this year, but it's certainly the game plan last night is called into question. When you're right, they had 3rd and 5s where they're playing 12 yards off the ball.
But they still...
What are you doing?
They in reality only gave up 10 points. That last touchdown, don't count it.
No.
Don't count it.
Here, no. The pick six is obviously not on the defense, and that last touchdown is the defense. The defense gave up a touchdown on purpose to get the ball back. I do understand that.
I don't know if you can say you can't count it because
here's
if they was playing, it wouldn't have been a touchdown. It'd been 3.
Still 17 points should have been holding Miami to 17 points. In theory, should have been good enough.
Here's the thing,
it's on the offense.
Dylan,
it's not on the defense.
I know what you're saying from it. If you just look at the score and you say, well, these touchdowns, that's all that was scored by the against this defense. Fine. 3rd down efficiency, Miami was 7 of 14. 50% of the time they converted on 3rd down. They had so many times, though, where they got it to 2nd and 2. You know what I mean? They had so many times on 1st down where they gobbled at 6 to 8 yards. They were ahead of the count on all that. And so then, it's like, well, Ohio State didn't give up a ton. They gave up enough. They gave up plenty when it came in between the 20s.
Speaking from strictly experience, I hear what you're saying and I feel what you're saying, but it's false. Because that's like when we lost to Michigan State in 15. Like, we gave 17-14 was the final score. We gave up 17 points. That should be good enough to win. And ultimately, it's not the fact that you gave up 17 points. It's the certain plays that happened over the course of the drive that extended the drive.
Yep.
Like I always point out to when we lost to Michigan State, I always point out to the one play that it's on us because if we make this stop, we win the game. It was like 2nd and 12 or 3rd and 12 or something like that. They was backed up on their own goal line. And all we had to do was stop them and make them punt the ball, and the game changes. That dude got that first down, and it was one play, but it pretty much was the game. And then when you look at this, the one play that comes to mind is that third down play where Carson Beck scrambled and got that first down. Like, that to me was like, that was a moment where you needed that. Like, you had to have that play, and yet Miami found a way to convert. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot because it's like, well, they didn't score on that play or anything like that. But it took the clock down. It took momentum away. That defense had to stay out there for another 3 or play, whatever it was. I don't even remember what the end of the result of that drive was, but it's the harsh reality of playing defense. No, we didn't give up a bunch of points, but there are certain plays that are backbreaker plays that we can't give up, and that happened in this game.
I'm not going to argue with you about the 2014 thing because you were there and I wasn't. Well, I was in the stands against Michigan State.
Yeah,
you were on the field.
That's why we lost.
But I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, the fan base's perception of that game is what the hell was the offense doing? What was up with the play calling? How can an offense with J.T. Barrett and Cardell Jones and Ezekiel Elliott and Mike Thomas
sound like this, don't it?
Yeah.
Sounds like this.
That's my point. That's my point. When we look back in 10 years at this game, it's going to be the offensive line and their inefficiency to give Julian Sayin any time. And this might just be being crazy right afterwards. I would have liked to seen, I can't believe I'm saying this, I would have liked to seen Ryan Day have the same scones as Nick Saban and pull out Julian Sayin and put in Lincoln Kienholz just like Saban did.
Wow.
Put into for Jalen Hurts in the national championship game.
Wow.
Did you drink last night?
There was nothing to do. That was it. Every time Ohio State had momentum on offense, sack happens.
Sack happens. What I will admit is Julian Sayin should have took off scrambling a bunch of those times.
But you know what? Listen, that has happened. What happened with C.J. Stroud when he was here? Not that he was a great runner.
He never scrambled.
But he got to the NFL, he can make a few plays with his feet. And that's something that is clearly being coached out of him when you come to Ohio State. You are told to not do that because we don't want you to get injured. We don't want you to. It has to be. What's happening? Will Howard was a guy who could, not that he's going to light the world on fire, but he can make a few plays with his feet.
He did. Remember, he got ate up by the turf.
Yes, but multiple times where he wasn't encouraged to do it. He just found there's 20-yard gaps where he would go and
when C.J. Stroud used to take that. CJ's thought behind that was those guys are better athletes and playmakers than me, so I'm trying to get the ball down the field. But I think in his last game against Georgia, he scrambled, didn't he? And he had his best game.
Yeah, he did. And that was the game where a game where at the end of it, they had a time management issue where they couldn't figure out what to do with the time left on the clock and how to score. And that is why they kicked a field goal, that Noah Ruggles 50-yarder that went nowhere as time expired and the new year clicked in. And then last night I'm watching again, late in the game, Ryan Day not managing the clock in a big moment where you know that you've got the 2-minute warning coming up. You need to get some stops. You need to give your defense a break. And he doesn't use his timeouts. It made no sense to me. All right, more of this discussion. Ohio State loses to Miami. It sucked. Talking about it all morning. We're blowing out the list. No list today. Just more of this discussion next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. A few crashes we've been tracking for the past several hours. There are some lane closures on I-270 southbound in State Route 317 and Hamilton Road. This is on the east side. The left lane is also blocked on State Route 315 north beyond North Broadway and Olentangy River Road because of a crash. We've seen several slick spots out there on our cameras, so be mindful as you step out the door. I'm 10 TV's Krista McFarland with your fan traffic.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Early to mostly cloudy skies are expected here for your New Year's Day with high temperatures into the 20s here this afternoon. We are looking at the chance for a few flurries, but otherwise pretty quiet conditions here for today. And then more sunshine for tomorrow with high temperatures back to the lower 30s. And we will keep the 30s in the forecast here for the weekend, but looking ahead to 40s here for next week and the chance for rain showers by Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Tyvis played in some of the biggest stadiums in the world. T-Bone has eaten some of the biggest pizzas in the world. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Buckeyes lose 24-14. We're talking about it. You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971 The Fan. What? Something I said makes sense.
Ultimately, you
do that again. At Bone and Tyvis 971 on Twitter/X.
This is you and Dylan's fault.
Why is it our fault?
Because if y'all would have just let Notre Dame get in like I told y'all, we wouldn't even be in this mess. But no, they went head to head. Miami needs to get in. Remember all that? So
I mean, they clearly deserved it. Look at them.
Y'all fault. Y'all fought.
Here's my question.
I want everybody to know that Dylan and T-Bone wanted this to happen.
That's fine. You know what? I did think Miami deserved. I thought they deserved to get in because they beat Notre Dame head-to-head. And by the way, are all those people coming back out of the woodwork to say, there you go, Miami not deserving? No, they deserve to be there. You saw what they did to Ohio State. But that's less of my concern today.
Will they go on a heater to win it all?
That also is less of my concern. I am so unmotivated to watch anything college football. Like, I love college football.
Are you crazy?
I will watch these games, but I'm saying, like, all of my excitement for it is gone. Like, I'm going to flip it on today, just see what's going on. But the whole time I'm going to be thinking, God, could have been playing that Georgia Ole Miss game. I don't even know if I can watch it, just because I know that's who we would have been playing is whoever wins that game.
You better enjoy it because once it's over,
I know.
You know, the Cavs that's where you're going to be.
Hey, They won the last two.
They won last two.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that listens to music to be sad. So on that note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch the game from last night again.
Oh,
that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, God.
Yes, I love to just make myself depressed.
You're going to listen to
that's how you starting on 26.
Yep, that's how I'm going to do it.
That's the version of Midwest emo where you're just listening to like sad songs, guys talking about like how they're at the laundromat with their clothes because their girlfriend kicked them out and they're writing a song about it. That's what you're going to watch today. Here's my question for you. Where do you put the most blame for what happened, not just yesterday, but for what happens with this team this season when they play a good team? Who do you most hold responsible for this? Is it Ryan Day? Is it Brian Hartline being distracted with South Florida and taking that job?
It's always the head coach.
Is it off? Well, but is it no? But I'm saying we can have whatever opinion we want to.
Like I know it's the head coach.
I know. Well, I know that people say that. But is it purely on Ryan Day? Do you put it on the offensive line not being anything this year of note when it came to playing good defensive lines?
Why wasn't they?
You're right.
Good?
Well, who are you talking to? You know exactly what I'm saying about that.
Like, I'm just saying. Like,
I'm trying to be fair and ask, am I the only one who thinks that? Or are Buckeye fans who are saying it's on Ryan Day? The buck stops with him. But is there anybody else you put this blame on?
That just comes with the job. Like, at the end of the day, like, Tito just blew me a kiss. Anyways,
good to see you're not being distracted.
That just comes with the job. Like, is it fair? No, but like, it's also if they go out there and dominate everything, he gonna get all the praise. So it's like you got to give him the criticism too. Like, that's just part of being the head coach. It's always on them to be, which he answered it properly. He said it's ultimately on me. I didn't have my guys ready to play, and that's on me.
Here's what Ryan Day said about he was asked, was his team built to push the gas pedal? And here's what he said.
No, I don't think so. I think you saw us play with a little bit of tempo today, but when you're not getting first downs early on, you got to make sure you're getting into the right plays and doing what you need to do to get first downs. And I think that some of that stuff did give us a little bit of juice in the second half when we needed to. I thought that gave us an advantage at times in the game, but it wasn't done near good enough. So all things that we'll make sure we look at.
Yeah. Kevin Stefanski loves that answer at the end, by the way. We'll look at it. I know what he's saying, but
we need to play better.
Yeah, there's that too. We'll look at it. We need to play better. The reality is this. I think Ryan Day often, when it comes to this offensive game plan, and I know for most of this year it wasn't him, but when you played Texas, you scored 14 points. And we all chalked that up to at the beginning of the year. They're putting the training wheels on. It's Julian Saint's first game in general, but it's a huge game. It's difficult defense you're going against, top 3 matchup at the time. Sure, you keep the training wheels on. You don't let the offense go crazy. That made sense. Then they really didn't play anybody that was of that level caliber of team, right? Penn State, I think, had a lot of talent on it, but clearly they were reeling when the Buckeyes played them. But other than them, I mean, who did they really face until they got to Indiana? When it came to having a complete defense that this offense had to go against, Indiana had that, and last night, Miami had that. This team averaged basically 11 points in the 3 games. Because, right, Indiana was 10?
10.
And then yesterday you scored 14.
12.
Whatever. It's 34. 34 divided by 3. However you want to slice that up, Tyvis. It's not. Just say it's not 36. It's 30. It's 11.3. I think when you do the math. The whole point is they didn't score more than 2 touchdowns a game against the 3 best defenses they played all year. So where do we put that blame? And I think part of what I see from Ryan Day is that there is just a I don't know if it's just a decision-making process that they have there where they just decide we want to play it safe. And they want to get the perfect play in at all times. And to me, I like that saying that a good plan today is better than a great plan tomorrow. And I feel like Ryan Day's offense is like, no, but we need the great plan with 2 seconds left on the play clock, and then we'll snap it. So, no, man, I'd rather have the good play early and keep tempo and let's go, and that will keep a defense on its heels.
So let's talk about those 3 games: Texas, Indiana, and Miami, right? I think that when you look at those games, the Buckeyes started each of those games off the exact same way. And it's exactly how everybody starts the game off. You want to establish the line of scrimmage because you understand that if you dominate the line of scrimmage, you have a chance to win that game. You set up everything. So it always starts with the run game. Well, what's been one of the biggest concerns this year? The run game. So that's why, like, when you try to establish that, and that's why everybody harps on being able to run the ball, because I think moving forward, we all understand that they got good wide receivers, they got a good quarterback. They've had that every year Ryan Day has been here, from him being a coordinator. They've always had good wide receivers and a good quarterback. The one thing that they did not have all of those years, except for one, maybe possibly with Trey Sermon, is a good running back room. And I think that is the big difference in why they can't get things done. Now, I'm not saying Bo Jackson's not going to be great, because he probably will be. But this
can't be the only guy.
This is a true freshman that you leaning on a true freshman. I mean, we ain't really had that since Maurice.
No, it's unprecedented. Not unprecedented, but it's shocking how good he's been. And yet, that's not enough, right? Like, even last year. Compare what we did this earlier.
Travion Henderson alone was not enough.
No,
so they went out and got Quinshon.
And both of them together, now you have 2 guys who are day one starters for, well, I mean, New England was a little weird.
C.J. Donaldson was cool, but like that's not, he wasn't a game changer.
The running back room this year was so different than what it was last year, to your point. And that's the only year, even with all that talent, right? Don't forget, Emeka Egbuka was on this team last year. Like,
who's the last?
You had so much talent on this team, and yet still this offense struggled at times against good defenses. And then finally, they pulled their heads out of their ass during the big run they had in the playoffs after Mitchell Melton yelled at all the coaches and said, hey, let's figure it out. Let's stop doing stupid things. They actually did for 4 games with one of the best rosters we've ever seen in college football, and they went on a run, and that was great. This year, unfortunately, you didn't have the running back room that you had last year. And honestly, I don't even know if you had the wide receiver room. You had Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, didn't have Emeka Egbuka, and look at all the dudes that just didn't play or barely played, never got developed really. It's those 2 guys at the top, and then that's it. Brandon Ennis was fine, possession wide receiver, but nothing compared to what you had last year.
I feel like Max Clare was kind of supposed to not take over for Emeka Egbuka, but be that third weapon. And I agree with you guys about the running back room. But to answer the initial question, I think the last 2 losses are squarely on the offensive line. They could not run block. They couldn't pass block. Julian Saint. It felt like I said this earlier, but I felt like all momentum was lost every time they tried to throw the ball deep down the field, with the exception of the one bomb to Jeremiah. It's like, when they were getting back in the flow, it was the quick passing game. And then as soon as Ryan Day tried to dial one up, sack.
Yeah.
Secondly, Ryan Day's play calling yesterday, not great.
Oh no, but again, this is an ongoing issue, and I look at it this way: everyone who thinks it's this is Brian Hartline was this great offense, and then he got distracted and the offense sucked. No, the offense has sucked most of the year when it comes to playing against equal talent. And let's not forget, when you had Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, not just top receivers in your room, guys who are going to be top 5, top 10 draft picks probably in their respective NFL drafts, suddenly Julian Sayin didn't look anything close to like he did. He didn't look like a Heisman candidate at all in those games. And to me, that speaks to your offensive game plan isn't great. You just had better players. And whatever you ran worked when you played the inferior teams. When you played the good teams, suddenly everybody looked human. And that speaks to me to coaching. That speaks to the offensive game plan. And it speaks to Ryan Day needing to do a big search this offseason for a coordinator. You cannot promote Keenan Bailey as your offensive coordinator and call it a day. That cannot happen with this team.
They got to see if the ink's dry with Chip Kelly and Northwestern.
You know what? They got to do something. They got to find a guy who wants to be here for the next few years, because They got to go out and get a real coordinator and not just promote interns. That cannot be happening at Ohio State. You're not coaching at Fordham. You're coaching at Ohio State. You cannot promote guys like that. All right, more of this discussion. Buckeyes, Miami, the loss stings. We'll talk about it more as we come back. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. A few crashes to keep in mind if you are heading out the door. There are some lane closures on I-270 southbound, State Route 317, and Hamilton Road. This is on the east side. There's also a left lane blocked on State Route 315 north beyond North Broadway and Olentangy River Road. We've seen several slick spots out there this morning from that winter weather we got overnight. So keep that in mind. Give yourself some extra time and drive carefully. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your fan traffic.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Tri-State Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Tri-State Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you in Hilliard and Westerville.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. 2 men who both know the value of a good hat.
You're bald!
This is Bone and Tyvis.
YouTube chat is fired up today. You can hop in, YouTube, 971 The Fan, T-Bone and Tyvis. Just click on it right there.
Baker out of line.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Baker popped his head in and said, hey, now we can focus on this basketball team at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Blue Jacket season, baby.
How'd they do last night? Do they have a 2-goal lead going into the third period and then give it away? Is that what they did?
The women's basketball team had a huge win at Purdue.
That's good.
Yes.
That's a big win. I like that. That is good.
Let's focus our thoughts and emotions with the women's basketball team now.
Who are you who are you talking to? I'm with you on this always. I'm very glad about the women's basketball team. However,
basketball is officially here. Huh?
Miami beats Ohio State 24-14 in the Cotton Bowl. We all have to admit, I mean, yesterday we were all on this program saying David Pollack is just going for clicks, saying that Miami's going to push around Ohio State and it's going to be tougher than you think. Josh Pate is saying, I don't like this line of 9.5. I think that's too big. I think Miami will keep it closer than that. And we were like, you guys just clickbaiting. This will not be a big game. I had 24-10 for Ohio State. Clearly wrong. Clearly was the opposite of that, if anything. But
AJ in the YouTube chat, I thought he brought up a good point. He said the Texas win hyped Buckeyes up way too much. Texas just okay. Indiana was the true, and they lost true. I'm assuming he wanted to say true test, and they lost due to poor offensive line play and saying not running to keep the ball moving. But the main point he made about Texas, the Texas game overhyping Ohio State, I kind of agree with it. Like going into this, like I hate to look at it this way, but going into the season, if I told you the Buckeyes were going to have an undefeated regular season, which includes, obviously, a win against Michigan, but they would lose in the Big Ten championship game, and they would get to the quarterfinal round, but then lose. I think we would have all taken that. But once the Texas game happened, it made our expectations just go through the roof, and I'm not sure if this team I am sure now this team didn't deserve that.
Here's what I'm going to say. I don't feel like we get to now move things back and go, this Ohio State football team wasn't that good. Ryan Day didn't have a ton to work with. It sounds like this is where we're going to have yet another excuse for Ryan Day not getting the job done with a talented roster. The reality is they spend as much as anyone in college football. Julian Sayin Julian Sayin wasn't dropped here by the former coach who was here, and Ryan Day's like, oh, what am I going to do? He went out in the portal and got Julian Sayin to transfer here after Nick Saban left Alabama, correct? He went out and got a lot of this roster. He and Mark Pantoni and everybody who's in charge of all that over at Ohio State. I'm not putting it all on Ryan Day, but it's his call at the end who he wants here. And honestly, it's his call who he wants calling plays. It's his call who he wants on his coaching staff, coaching up the offensive line, recruiting offensive line talent, developing the talent that is here, developing his quarterbacks. All of that, I think you can question now, does he have to make major changes in that regard going forward? Because I think you can make the argument that Julian Sayin didn't really develop much this year. He came in, had exactly what we thought, which was a quick release, throwing to two guys who are going to be number one wide receivers when they get drafted and go to teams and instantly walk in and be the best receiver in that room. And when that was on the field, Julian Sayin looked awesome. When it wasn't, then suddenly he didn't. And I just feel like that's not a testament to development. That's a testament to having a bunch of talented guys do talented guy things when you're playing inferior competition.
That's not fair to say. I don't think that's fair to say because you can look at that's going to be any quarterback that plays here.
No. I'm saying
but I'm saying like they're going to have a great wide receivers that could go to NFL teams and be considered the number one wide receiver. They're going to have that talent. Like that's anybody. Kyle McCord had that.
Sure.
C.J. Stroud had that. Dwayne Haskins well, maybe not Dwayne, but C.J. Stroud, Justin Fields, all those guys had that as well. So like that doesn't.
Yes, and my point is when you have a quarterback who is a difference maker. When you have a quarterback who is, because again, his completion percentage is insane and everything's great with Julian Sayin.
It's the highest as ever in college sport or college football.
Right. And my question is, when a defense is putting pressure on you and you have to take what's there, when you have to look across the line and say, I don't like this play call, I have to make a decision here, I have to get this ball out of my hands quickly because they're coming for me. When you have, in a moment where you have a 3rd and long, and you've got green grass in front of you, and yes, you're probably going to get hit, and yes, you're probably not going to get the first down, but maybe it gets you close enough to try for a 4th down. You decide to dump it off to the running back standing right next to you, who gets immediately tackled for no gain. That isn't speaking to development of a quarterback. That is speaking to a guy who's just being told where to throw it and when to throw it. And if the guy's open, he gets it. If not, oh well. I'm saying when you take the best receivers on the planet off the field for him, suddenly he looks very human. And that is not a testament to quarterbacks who can come in and say, doesn't matter who's out there on the field, I'm a difference maker. Well, he's not there yet, is what I'm saying. Maybe he'll get there next year.
Oh, I'm sure
Maybe he'll become that. I'm not sure that he will.
What you're talking about.
I'm saying I don't know at this point what he's going to be.
You're talking about first of all, we all understand that the quarterback position is the toughest position in football.
Sure.
Probably sports, right? And what you're talking about, a guy that can go out there and do it without his best receivers, is far and few between. I'm talking pro and college. Like that's very slim. Who can do that?
And guess where he plays? He doesn't play for UMass. He plays for Ohio State. You should have the few and far between guys. Oh, let me put it to you this way: I don't like this guy at all. He annoys
Stroud
me.
Did the same thing.
What are you talking about?
He was out there doing some of the same stuff Julian did.
To my fear, I know you hate hearing this, T-Bone. This goes to how spoiled we are as a fan base. My fear is that Julian Sayin is C.J. Stroud, which we should be over the moon for, but I think we're going to get frustrated with his lack of mobility or wanting to be mobile and it costing them in big games and maybe him not winning the big one like CJ never won the big one.
I don't think you guys are hearing what I'm saying. I'm trying to be as clear as I can on this. What I'm getting to is when you need a quarterback to elevate your offense is right now, do you think Julian Sayin has shown that? He's a redshirt freshman. Maybe we shouldn't hold him to that standard. But my point is everyone's kind of checked him off as like, oh, Julian Sayin's great. Just great. Look at his completion percentage. Look at his quick release. Look how he gets the ball out of his hands. He's great. And I even fell into that. We all did. We looked at it and said, this is great. Then he plays Indiana and Miami, and he looks human. Then he played even that, was it that UCLA game where, like, Carnell Tate didn't play, and then the second half, largely, they got after the quarterback, and he didn't have Jeremiah Smith out there either in that second half, and he looked very human. I'm just pointing to...
I never looked at Julian as, like, a top, like he was going to be a first pick in the draft type of guy. I never said that.
Oh, that's where the hype was headed for him.
Well, then they were wrong because I never said
that's where
that.
The hype.
Yeah,
there were people saying if he came out this year, he'd be the number one quarterback in this class.
Who said that?
Lots of people were pointing out that he would if he had. Oh, yes.
No, they didn't.
Oh,
say
when
that.
the hype train was at its height, Tyvis.
You might have seen. You might have seen
Dylan,
one person on Twitter say that.
There were people saying that about him.
They wasn't saying that.
I got to be with Tyvis on this one.
They was not saying that. They was not saying that. You. I don't know who you follow.
I follow fans who apparently are delusional.
Nobody said that.
Okay. I'm telling you, I saw people talking about it and saying it's too bad that he's not in this class because he'd be very high up on the list. And now I don't think anybody's going to say that because they saw what this looks like. I'm telling you, the development of Julian Sayin did not go as well as everyone said it did initially. That's just real. It didn't happen. He did not elevate you last night when everything else was falling apart and he made a play with his feet. It didn't happen. Everything has to be perfect for him, and then he looks great. But how many quarterbacks can you say that about? At Ohio State, you should have the one-of-one guy. You should have the guy that few and far between can do this. I'll tell you this, I don't like this guy at all. Diego Pavia was in this offense. Do you think they lose that game last night? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He would have made a play.
You know
he would have made. He's a gamer. He would have made a play.
You know why? Because that offensive line was bad.
It was bad, but he would have found a way. He would have killed himself to go do whatever he had to do. He would have put his face on the line. He would have run into linebackers left and right.
Yeah, some of them plays, they got back there pretty fast.
That's fair. That's fair. All I'm saying is I think we've just like checkmarked the box that like, oh yeah, there's another quarterback success story at Ohio State. Nah, that story's not written yet. He can still become that guy. He's got a whole offseason to get better.
Oh, yeah, I'm rewatching the game right now. First, third, and seven. Philip Daniels might as well slapped him on the butt. He probably would have pulled him up a little bit more.
I'm telling you. I think, and again, this is where with Ryan Day, he has accepted good enough in that coaching room, and I think that has to end this offseason. No more promoting analysts and guys you like. You have to go out and hire legit coaches all across the board. Guys that make you nervous that they might take your job, Ryan. You can't go hire guys that are no threat to you whatsoever. You need to hire guys who actually threaten you in that coaching room.
I'll take that
because that's how you get better.
It wasn't Philip Daniels. It was Gabe Van Sickle. It was bad.
GVS.
It was bad.
Well, had a DNP for most of yesterday. Did not play.
Yeah, that was bad.
T-Bone, I know you weren't here for Hot Take Tuesday, but me and Tyvis both gave scenarios where Ryan Day and Jeremiah Smith aren't here next season.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll talk about the Jeremiah Smith. I know what the Jeremiah Smith scenario is. We'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy New Year. Starting off the first day of the new year, some slick spots out there on the road. No major problems I'm seeing. We had a few accidents this morning. Those have since cleared. So right now, roads are looking pretty good. They are still slick. So keep in mind, if you plan to be out and about, if you're going to be commuting or driving around, give yourself some extra time and stay alert on the roads. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your fan traffic.
Now's the time to buy or renew your 2026 dog licenses. Not only are dog licenses required by law, but fees support the Franklin County Dog Shelter and Adoption Center. Buy or renew your dog licenses today at franklincountyauditor.com.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little you are, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step.
Bella, let's go.
Guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to find a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Take action and get expert service from Logan Services. Heating service calls are just $79. Furnace tune-ups are also $79. And plumbing service calls are just $79. We work in your neighborhood, and scheduling online is quick and easy. So visit our website to book your appointment now. For fast, friendly service, choose Logan Services.
Statistics show that roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every day in the United States. Canines for Warriors is the leading nonprofit organization providing highly trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD and other invisible wounds of war. Backed by scientific research, Canines for Warriors has transformed the lives of more than 1,000 veterans, helping them reclaim their independence. To find out more, please visit caninesforwarriors.org.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. One of these men was prom king. The other is Tyvis. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Today's the day. Sound off. Safe space for Buckeye fans. We're not the national media. We're not here trying to destroy the Buckeyes just because of being a hater. If
they
anything,
hate us because they ain't us.
No, but you know what? They hate it because Ohio State does win so much and Ohio State fans are loud and proud about that. But when you have a game like last night where you got your ass handed to you by Miami, you got to take it today. But here we can at least debate and discuss what actually happened that was wrong. We can have a real discussion about everything from the coaching staff, offensive line, recruiting, development of players, all that stuff. We can actually talk about it in a productive way, try to move forward, try to figure out what went wrong last night. And we are doing that. 24-14, Buckeyes losing the Cotton Bowl. Their season is done. You guys were talking about this on Hot Take Tuesday. I wasn't here for it, but Jeremiah Smith, he had some comments this week leading up to this game because, of course, he's from Miami. He had some comments where he said, if they'd had their stuff together when I was getting recruited, I probably would have ended up playing for Miami. And I don't know, but What worries me is that Miami does have its stuff together now, and he has another year of eligibility, and the transfer portal exists. NIL exists, and Miami's not afraid to spend just like Ohio State.
Wouldn't that be something?
I mean, I don't want to put that out there that it's going to happen, but I don't think it's unreasonable for Buckeye fans to at least go, I hope it doesn't happen. I'm worried about it happening.
That would be something.
So I jokingly said that on Hot Take Tuesday.
Now, they would be quarterbackless. Unless but they're supposed to be getting the one kid from North Texas. They supposed to be throwing the bank.
Oh, Mestermaker or whatever his name is.
Which they say he the next Tom Brady, from what I hear.
There's a lot of people who like him, but who knows? We'll find out.
But I think maybe a more likely scenario for Jeremiah Smith, if he's not about having a bidding war between Ohio State and Miami, is what if he decides to pull a Jamar Chase and say, you know what? I won a natty last year. I'm the best player in college football, and everybody knows it. Why not just sit out and go to the NFL?
Because he don't got the Biletnikoff.
Yeah, I mean,
do you think he cares about the Biletnikoff? Because I'm going to guess he doesn't.
I don't know, man.
Did you see him tweet afterward?
I think he does.
Did you not see his tweet afterward?
I think we underestimate how competitive players are. That, like, yeah, I think personal awards like that matter. I do think he would probably like to win another championship.
Do we not think Jamar Chase is competitive?
Yeah, we do, but
he sat out a season.
But that doesn't mean
it was COVID, though.
Yeah, it was the COVID season. It was 6 years ago, and I also think that everybody's just because they play the same position and are really talented at what they do doesn't mean they have the same motivation.
That year, did the SEC play all their games?
Yep, they sure did.
I think
so it was
yes,
just the Big
they played
Ten
the most.
Didn't they play like 7?
Yeah, I think that's right.
They went to the championship and they're like 7-0.
Yeah, I'm not putting out there like Jeremiah Smith is hopping in the portal. What I'm saying is, I think it's reasonable that Ohio State's name, image, and likeness boosters are going to have to come to play. They're going to have to.
That's a certainty.
You're going to have to. I mean, I'm saying like not just with
regardless if he going to Miami or sitting out, they still got to come to play.
No, but my point is like it's not just he'll just want to run it back with this coaching staff. I don't know that he does. I don't know that anybody does. I think they're all going to have to figure out what they want to do. We already saw a couple players put their name in the portal, right? Jelani Thurman came out today and said he's in the portal immediately.
That was a given.
That was maybe. I don't know. They like to put him out there, and when they go to 18 personnel or however many guys, how many tight ends can you have on the field at once? By the way, one of their touchdowns the Buckeyes did score last night, they had both Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith on the field in the red zone. They ran the ball, and it worked. Why? Because maybe everybody wasn't crashing down on tight ends that they knew weren't going to catch a pass. Maybe that actually worked.
That pick six changed everything, man.
Well, that pick six was.
I'm watching the game.
It's one of the worst passes I've ever seen as an Ohio State fan. And I had a bunch of people like, did you not watch Joe Bowserman? Did you not watch Kirk Herbstreit? And it's like, I watched all those guys. They had bad passes too. But this, for a guy who's known for his accuracy, he accurately threw it to a guy who was streaking the other way and didn't even fired it right into between his numbers. Like, yes, Jeremiah Smith missed the block. You have to eat that. You have to throw it in the dirt or throw it in the stands or just hold the ball and do not throw it when you see a guy who has clearly blown up your play. You have to recognize that. He didn't, and it went for 7 points.
I love how I said that I like making myself sad and I'm going to go watch the game after the show. And Tyvis was like, why are you going to do that? And then he said, you know what's a better idea? I'm going to watch the game during the show.
What a
hypocrite.
You see. Sometimes you gotta see. I'm trying to see like exactly where it went wrong, and
it went wrong from the start.
Dude, yes, man, it went wrong. The first series where you're out there seeing they're getting punched in the mouth and not responding.
They got off the field in the first series. They scored on their second series, I believe.
No, I'm saying the offense just getting pushed around from the start, and you said, "Oh, this is."
Well, I told you, but that one, the Brandon Ennis would have been wide open had he not had.
Oh, that was a touchdown. That was a 14-point swing. Absolutely.
Goodness.
It was blocked up.
He hit him with a stutter and go. No, I'm not talking. You might be talking about the Max Clare.
I'm talking about the pick six.
No, I ain't talking about the pick six. No. This is before that. This was like the first, I want to say Ohio State's first possession. Julian got sacked on the play. It was the one where before we went to break, and I said Gabe just got dogged on this play. But if he blocks it up, him and Carson Hinsman both missed their blocks. If they block it up, Brandon Ennis hit this stutter and go, and he was going to be streaking down the field wide open.
Yeah.
It would have been a touchdown.
Well, and the Max Clare touchdown that you're talking about, Dylan, it wasn't on the pick six. It was the play before, I believe, because Julian Sayin got sacked on the play before, and they're bringing the house, but also, like, Max Clare leaks out and is open, and there's a screenshot of it. I know screenshots don't do it justice, but, like, You can see him looking over the middle of the field. Max Clare is coming open, and all the players are going opposite ways that he's going, all the Miami defenders. He's wide open in the middle of the field, just lofted. He could have stood there and caught it and walked in for a touchdown. And instead, he eats it, Julian Sayin does, gets sacked. And that then led to the next play, which was when he threw the pick six. And it's just brutal. Just a brutal series there where you're down close to the goal line. You have to convert, and they didn't.
We're talking about 3 different plays because I am talking about the pick six. Because if Jeremiah Smith just gets in the way a little bit, that's going for a touchdown. The blocking down the field was there.
You're saying if Julian Sayin, you're saying if Jeremiah Smith had blocked it?
Yes.
Okay, fine. But my point is on that one, he doesn't, and you see the guy coming through, don't throw it. You can't throw it. But there is one where Max Clare is wide open over the middle of the field, and Julian Sayin didn't read it, didn't see it, didn't make the play. And look, man, at some point.
This is bad. Our offensive line, God dang.
And can I tell you this?
When you watch it back.
Can I tell you the thought that I had?
Than I thought it was.
We went out to a friend's house. Our friends invited us over for New Year's Eve. And I told them, I'll stick around just to watch the game, but then I got to go get a little sleep before I come in here and do this at 6 a.m. I can't stick around till midnight.
I'll hear the Julian Sayin stuff, but man.
I'm driving home last night, and the only thought I had in my head was, what the hell did this coaching staff do for 24 days or whatever it's been? What did you do with your 3 weeks that you had?
I just knew.
What they think? What was this game plan?
There
was nothing to this game plan.
After watching Indiana do what they did, I said in 25 days, I would have went through every twist, stunt, blitz, everything with this offensive line. There would have been nothing that they have never seen before. These dudes out here, they never seen it before. I mean, some of it is just straight hand. They just get dogged on the
sometimes
physicality.
You just don't win the battle.
But then there's also ones where, on this one, this play that I'm looking at, 2nd and 10, second quarter, 10 minutes and 27 seconds left. I can't even tell if that's Austin, that left tackle, or not. Whoever it is, didn't even do is the nickel is blitzing. And he just don't touch him. He just doesn't even
look for him.
He looking right at him, and he just go ahead.
This speaks to development.
This
sad.
Speaks
to coaching, and it's
now. If this is Austin, I know they said he was hurt, but you got to get him off the field if that's the case. This is man.
I got to go look at this play now. All right, we're going to come back. There are comparisons being made for Ryan Day that are unfair. I'm going to give you fair comparisons for Ryan Day when we come back next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy New Year. Starting off the first day of the new year, some slick spots out there on the road. No major problems I'm seeing. We had a few accidents this morning. Those have since cleared. So right now, roads are looking pretty good. They are still slick. So keep in mind, if you plan to be out and about, if you're going to be commuting or driving around, give yourself some extra time and stay alert on the roads. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your fan traffic.
Hey, it's Bobby Cover. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-228-4544. That's 380-228-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're ready there for your free consultation. So go check them out today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Wildlife around the globe needs help.
And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for almost 20 years. I would try drugstore insoles and supports.
If you suffer with plantar fasciitis, we know the search for pain relief can feel like a hopeless ordeal.
I've been through surgeries, foot injections. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life.
At the Good Feet store, we hear stories every day of all kinds of cheap inserts, expensive shoes, and other failed remedies people have tried that just didn't work.
I was trying all different things. Not a single one worked. And then I was driving past the Good Feet store, and I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet. Then it was like, okay, this is different. These make a difference.
I'm so glad I met Good Feet. That changed my life.
Don't lose hope. Give the Good Feet store a try. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Ohio State Buckeyes season is over after a 24-14 loss to the Miami Hurricanes in the Cotton Bowl. Head coach Ryan Day says he takes full responsibility for the loss.
At the end of the day, we didn't get it done, and that starts with me, and it goes down from there. So, I take responsibility for not getting the guys ready, and as you know, we spent an inordinate amount of time putting the plan together to get everybody ready to go play in that first half, and we didn't win the first half. So, we got to figure out why that was and learn from it moving forward.
The remaining 3 CFP quarterfinal games will be played today, starting with Oregon and Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl at noon, followed by Alabama versus Indiana in the Rose Bowl, and concluding with Ole Miss and Georgia in the All-State Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tyvis is drinking a protein shake for breakfast. T-Bone is eating a protein donut, minus the protein. And it's more than one donut. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
My New Year's resolution was I'm not going to stress eat this year. And then last night, I was like, well, I got 1 hour left. Got to try to get it in. Yeah, watching that game, I'm stress eating. I ate so many. We were at a friend's house. They had the meatballs and the barbecue sauce and all that. Oh,
knock on wood. I don't stress.
Okay.
We need to can that rejoin, though, because Tyvis, he'll be eating Chick-fil-A and Wendy's and Bojangles for breakfast in here. And I have not seen a protein shake in a while.
I told you I'm done.
It's true.
I told you I'm done with that.
Oh, yeah? You're done with the fast food?
Yeah. No, I'm done with the breakfast.
Didn't you just ask me today what breakfast places are open?
No.
And then I said, I thought you were looking on the phone.
No,
that was
Fish said that he was going to bring us Chick-fil-A. Then he said, never mind, it's closed.
What were you going to do, not eat it if he brought it in?
I was going to tell him I'm good. I don't want anything.
Look at that.
I think this is a typical New Year's resolution.
It's not a resolution. I started it. This started all week. I told you I stepped on the scale and it's got to stop.
By your birthday, DoorDash will be here. That's my prediction.
All right, there's a bet.
Well, that's a lie because I use Uber Eats. I told you I can't do DoorDash.
Okay, Uber Eats will be here by your birthday.
Yeah. See, I'm more Team DoorDash guy myself.
I like DoorDash too, but my wife gets the notification, so I got to use Uber Eats.
Actually, I should be using reverse psychology and encouraging Tyvis.
Yes, you should.
Hoping that he would crack and then start buying us breakfast.
That's what you want. Is him to buy you breakfast. Yes. He buys breakfast all the time if you ask, and that's right. So, all right. Comparisons for Ryan Day, the comparison that we've had brought up, it obviously got killed off a little bit last year, was the John Cooper comparison, right? With the inability to beat Michigan. He beat Michigan this year. Again, that helped with that too. I think that comparison is unfair, and I think there is a much better comparison to be made. It's a comparison that I worried about last year, and I tried to keep out of my head all offseason, tried to keep it out of my head this year. Is he Jimbo Fisher?
Oh, my God.
Is he Mac Brown? Is he Ed Orgeron? Is he Les Miles?
What time you want me going and what door you want me out?
Is he Larry Coker? All of those are guys who were able to get immense amount of talent to come play for their team. All of those guys won a national championship with just ridiculous talent. And all of those guys largely got out-coached when they went up against equal talent with decent coaches as well. That's the question mark Buckeye fans have to ask about him. It's not about him getting fired. It's not about him losing his job. It's not about running him out of town. It's none of that. It's having a realistic conversation about an 87% winning percentage that doesn't feel any good on days like today. Because that's the thing that drives me crazy is people, he's won all these games. Yes, he's won games against inferior competition. You're Ohio State. That's going to be the case in 95% of the games you play. You're going to have more talent. How does he do in the 5% of games where everybody is equal on the field, or maybe the other team is a little better and you've got to come up with something? How does he do? They had this graphic on the screen. I presume it's correct, unless I misread it. They had a graphic that said that Ryan Day, going into this fourth quarter yesterday, was 1-7 in games where his team is trailed headed into the fourth quarter. Now, that's a testament to him that he's only been in 8 of those games in his time at Ohio State. But it's also a testament to the fact that when the talent is equal, when the chips are down, he hasn't found a way to come back and largely get his team to win that game. And last night, yet again, late in that fourth quarter, you have times where the clock is ticking away and we're just not using our timeouts. We're not making sense of the play clock. We're not doing things that you need to do to manage that game late in a game to try to give your team the best opportunity to win. You had a drive in the fourth quarter that was 7 plays. It got 6 yards, and it took 4 minutes off the clock. And the answer in postgame was, well, we had a penalty go against us. Yeah, penalties happen. You can't just give up and say, oh, well, end of that. Like, it can't be that that's how you look at games, especially in that moment where your season's on the line. So I think we have to ask that question about Ryan Day. And that'll be a question I'll have to answer all offseason. Is he just a one-and-done national championship head coach who, when the talent is better, he was able to overcome it? With a historic roster last year, yeah, they won a national championship. Is he going to be the guy to run it back year after year after year like that? I don't know.
You know what's sad is when you lose games like this, this is what happens. this is what happens. And he can't blame nobody but himself for this one because you should have won this game. But I'm sitting here and I'm still looking at just plays that messed up that kind of lost them this game. So I spoke earlier that the Carson Beck run was a big play because it was like 3rd and 11 and he converted. And that took a little time off the clock. I'm now looking at it again. It's 3:51 left. It's 3rd and 3. And this is they threw the ball to the running back in the flats. And this is the one where for the life of me, I'm screaming at the TV, yeah, they're going fast to the flats. And I don't know how you don't know that they about to run fast to the flats. And it's actually, they playing man-to-man, and this one actually falls on Arvell Reese because he has the running back. But where he's lined up in this play is he's lined up on the line of scrimmage, so it's naturally going to pick him. He's going to get picked on this play. And he has to have more awareness to understand, like, if I line up here, they're going to pick me. And I don't understand how he didn't know that. Like, he's like oblivious to the fact that he's getting picked. Like, yeah, that's exactly what they were going to do. So they should have had some type of call, or he should have just lined up totally different. But like, if they make this play 3rd and 3 and they make it 4th and 3, they punt the ball, they get the ball roughly with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. Gives them a lot more time. Obviously, this is the drive where they ended up going down and just giving up the touchdown, but they had a chance to get off the field right there, and they didn't.
The reality is, in this game, there were plenty of opportunities to make plays. And yes, I agree that you can look at lots of individual plays. How many plays have we looked at so far this morning, Tyvis, with the offensive line where you say, 2 or 3 guys completely whiffed on their assignments?
Oh, my goodness.
Right. It wasn't even that they got beat. It was that they just, some of them, they just flat out missed the assignment, didn't even do the job, didn't even attempt to do the job.
I will say that it's a tale of 2 halves with the offensive line because they made 2 changes. They made 2 changes to the right guard and the left tackle, and they was able to get some more stuff done. But that was a change that should have happened way sooner in this game because
I don't understand how you can't make adjustments in real time on that.
I don't either.
How are you waiting till halftime when you're getting dog walked out there on your defense? Their defensive line is annihilating your offensive line, and you just wait till halftime to fix that and get down 2 touchdowns?
It was bad.
Bad. Terrible. Like, there's so much. I mean, again, if Julian Sayin just dirts the pass instead of throwing a clear pick 6 to a guy who is streaking full speed in stride, he hit him in his numbers. Might have been the best throw he had all night. That's a play that doesn't end up. You're not down 14 going into halftime. Maybe you're only down 7, or maybe you just kick field goal there. I don't know.
They wouldn't have made the field goal.
Well, so
it wasn't necessarily a 10-point swing.
We can point to individual plays and individual things, but the issue becomes ultimately this is an entire conglomeration of things, all of these pieces coalescing around one single issue, which is when it comes to the details and the little things and the important moments, when you're playing a team that's just as good as you at nearly every other position, that recruits as well as you do, that has an NIL budget like you do, that's where this Ryan Day era has struggled to get the job done. Last year was an exception. I'm beginning to think what you saw last night is the rule with Ryan Day, and that's concerning. So this offseason, you can't run it back with interns in your offensive coaching staff. You actually have to go out and hire guys who know what the hell they're doing from anywhere. You have to hire guys who could be head coaches elsewhere in 2 years. That's who you need to hire. Not guys who are getting promoted because
we got to have some more stones on defense. 3rd and 5. And And we playing 8 yards off and give up just stand there.
Let's talk about the defensive game plan next. We'll talk about, because I didn't understand what the hell they were doing defensively yesterday. And Matt Patricia's been great all year long. Last night he got it. It made no sense what they were doing. We will talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. If you are heading out the door and will be commuting on our roads today, just be mindful there are some slick spots with that winter weather and those frozen temperatures we had overnight. There could be some black ice, and so we want you to be careful and give yourself some extra time while you are getting to where you are going. Other than that, our roads are looking pretty good for the start of the new year. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your Fan Traffic.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, select varieties of Doritos, Ruffles, or Tostitos are on sale. Buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Do you hate holiday pictures because of your teeth?
What if a brand new smile was possible?
No matter what the current state of your mouth.
Welcome to Runyon Dental Group, home of the Implant and Smile Center,
where gorgeous, healthy smiles become a reality.
At Runyon, we've built a team of some of the most highly trained arch and implant doctors in the entire nation. This isn't an ordinary dental practice.
We believe that everyone can have a great smile,
including you, especially you. Your new smile is waiting at Runyon Dental Group.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
They didn't have skim milk for your coffee, so I just got formaldehyde.
Oh, isn't that stuff in floor cleaner?
Pizza's here. Would you like cheese on that? Or how about a Crowley?
Oh, no, that's in bug spray.
Hi there. Would you like to sample our new scent? Diethylene glycol.
Isn't that the stuff in antifreeze?
You wouldn't want to eat it, drink it, or even smell it, but that's exactly what's in your vapes. If you vape, quit. If you don't vape, don't start. For help, go to odh.ohio.gov/no vapes. A message from the Ohio Department of Health.
It's easy to think of winter as a time when not much is happening in the landscape or in the pest and disease world. However, there are a couple of services that can help your trees and shrubs during the colder months, like horticultural oil and anti-desiccant applications. Visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org to learn more and to find an ISA-certified arborist in your area who is trained and has the proper equipment to perform your tree work safely.
Back in the day, if you wanted to listen to the fan, you turned on the radio, and that was the end of the story. But now, oh baby, stream us live on the Fan app, TuneIn app, iHeart app, we're everywhere. The Fan, Ohio's streaming destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies are expected here for your New Year's Day with high temperatures into the 20s here this afternoon. We are looking at the chance for a few flurries, but otherwise pretty quiet conditions here for today. And then more sunshine for tomorrow with high temperatures back to the lower 30s. And we will keep the 30s in the forecast here for the weekend, but looking ahead to 40s here for next week and the chance for rain showers by Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers. Oh, that is very touching. But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. All of the hair on their heads is slowly migrating to the lower part of their faces. And Cracky. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Buckeyes lose to Miami 24-14. Cotton Bowl. Sad, disappointing, angry, frustrated, surprised, yes and no. I would say, Tyvis, were you surprised by the way the Buckeyes lost? I mean, we talked yesterday about how we didn't think Miami had it in them, but we did say, I think everyone knew this going in, their line play, their trench play would be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I said that the key matchup is Austin Saraville. Wait, he didn't even make it. He didn't even make it.
He got injured. Yeah.
So that was
didn't work.
Didn't work.
No.
I mean, am I shocked? Honestly, yes, because of how I was feeling. I mean, how the season was going. I think that where it is that my biggest takeaway is kind of. This was a young team, and they played and performed so well that we forgot. Like, you feel like, oh, no, it doesn't matter that they're young. They kind of understand the game. It's great coaching minds. You got Matt Patricia, who's been dominating the college game for this year as far as play calling standpoint. You got Ryan Day, who is seen as an offensive genius on the offensive side, and he's calling the plays. So, like, when you factor all that in, I was like – and then I was like, okay, Malachi Tony's good, but he's like, he can be stopped. And then Mark Fletcher is a good running back, but
you've got all Americans up the middle that should be able to stop
it's like
him.
That, It shouldn't be that.
Ohio State's the best tackling team we've ever seen.
So my whole thing was I don't see how they score, especially coming off a game where they only scored 10 points. So it was me trying to figure out where was the scoring going to come from.
Well, the answer became in part your quarterback threw a pick six that was egregious.
Right.
You had a couple of drives that just ate clock and they got into the red zone and scored.
Ultimately, what it came down to is that the youngness of this team and the inexperience, I should say, from not playing a lot of ball, seeing that there's a lot of guys on the defensive side, this is their first year starting. And then with the offensive line, I don't know how many of those guys were truly starters last year. Like, it was a bunch of guys that kind of rotated in, and obviously when you go through the CFP, that was one of the big things. It was like, oh, well, this guy played because he rotated in, or this guy got hurt, so he rotated and got reps and all of those things. I think that the inexperience finally caught up to the Buckeyes, and these last two games, Indiana and Miami, understood physical, we're not on the same level athletically wise with them. I think they know.
How is that even possible?
Because Ohio State,
I don't understand how
athletically they're as far as the skill position goes. From the skill position standpoint,
which skill positions?
Like receivers, DBs.
You're saying our wide receivers are better than theirs?
Correct.
Right, okay. I thought you were saying it the other way. We can't compete with their athleticism.
As Indiana and Miami's head coach, they would say if we sit there and just play 1-for-1 and just think we're going to stop.
Ohio State has better offensive.
Exactly.
They're better athletes.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
But always the equalizer is if I'm more physical and I'm the more physical team, that will slow the athleticism down. You starting to hit and push up on these guys. They can't really do what they want to do. Yeah. So if you look at why we lost these last two games, both of them had the same common thing. They were both physical. Now, Indiana had a little more schematic stuff to theirs, but ultimately those guys were physical as well. And that caused us to lose. So going into this offseason, it's going to be a big Mickey Marotti offseason, boy, because
it better be.
One thing that Coach Mick hate is standing on that sideline and watching his offense and defensive line get pushed around. He can't stand it.
Well, I want to talk about, because I know you said they're young, but also Sonny Styles is not young, right? I mean, Caleb Downs is not young. Davis Igbenogsen's not young. That defense has a lot of veteran guys on it. They got juniors and seniors all that across that defense that are pretty talented. A lot of guys are going to go play in the NFL.
But yes, you named the three guys with the most experience. The rest of the 8 were not.
I mean, all right, Arvell Reese wasn't experienced, but we all said as we watched the season go, wow, he looks like he can be a top 10 pick.
And I just pointed out a 3rd and 3 play where I bet you Cody Simon would have known what was coming last year if they came out in that situation.
Fair enough.
I'm saying, the inexperience finally caught up to them. And I think that goes to the fact that these guys haven't played a lot. And you go up against these teams. You've been able to get away with it because you've been the more athletic team. Like, you've been pure athleticism and you've been good. But when you go up against a team that equates, like, it's always above shoulders. Like, you got to be able to see what's about to happen and anticipate it, because that's the only way you're going to stop the play.
Well, defensively, the game plan itself, I still don't understand. I'm watching this game last night, and you played, you know the stuff better than I do. I'm watching it going, all right, it's a 2nd and 5, and we have a quarterback in Carson Beck who his attributes are that he can occasionally make plays with his feet, and he is not going to throw the ball more than 20 yards in the air because he has a noodle arm. It will get intercepted if he does. And the Buckeyes are opting to play 10 yards off the ball.
So the one play.
What is the reason for that?
So the one play, I went back and I looked at, because I was just talking to you about it. The one, it was 3rd and 5, and they played, and he threw the out route on Devin Sanchez. And I was like, what the heck is he doing? Well, the reason that he did that, and this is right, this is correct, when they run 0, meaning that you're sending 7 people on a blitz, they can't protect 7. So the ball typically
Miami's offense can't protect. You're rushing. Ohio State was bringing 7
you bring
guys
7,
in.
they can't protect 7. So somebody should come free and the ball should come out fast. So when you play 0, they're always taught to play off because, 1, the ball's going to come out fast, but 2, if you're going to play off, your first read should be looking at the quarterback, then you snap your eyes back to the man because the ball should come out, giving you a chance to jump a route. And on that play, Devin just backed up a little too far.
I'll tell you,
I know, he just backed up too far.
And he's had a rough freshman go. Hopefully his sophomore year, hopefully the development happens, right? Because he needs to have that. But yeah, it was a rough night for the defense too. I still think obviously if the offense does what it should have done and what we were told it would do and would push the gas pedal at some point, they still could have won that game. But the offense never got to that point where they could push the gas pedal because I don't think that was developed properly.
I get what you guys are saying, that there were defensive letdowns and key points, and you brought up the stat earlier, T-Bone, that there were 7 for 14 on 3rd down. But in the end, defense is about keeping points off the board. The defense gave up 17 points. An offense with Julian Sain and Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate should be able to score more than 17 points and not throw a pick six and win the game.
I'm going to say I don't know that that's true. It should be if we believe that Julian Sain's one of the 3 best quarterbacks in college football. I no longer believe that. It should be if this offense got its head out of its ass and actually ran plays like the one they ran on the 4th and 2 near the goal line, where they had the best player in college football run across the middle of the field, a guy holding him, and he still gets free and catches it. That plays money every time they do it. They never do it. But that offense is a fiction on this Ohio State team. They don't actually run that offense. They run some stupid offense that involves half the time not getting the ball to those guys and letting our offensive linemen get beat because they don't get the ball out of their hands quickly. They don't run this offense that we all think they have. They run an offense that when they play Texas, Indiana, and now Miami, they average 11.3 points per game. That's the offense they actually have. So I understand what you're saying, Dylan, but that defense just flat out has to do better when you see the way the game's going and you need to get the ball back to your offense. They let Miami eat up tons of clock and drive the ball down the field and didn't get off the field enough, even though when they finally stopped them, slowed them down, got a turnover, got them to punt, whatever, less time for Ohio State's offense, which was wildly inefficient, to then go and stumble around and not know what to do. So it goes both ways on that. Yes, OSU's offense should be better, but their defense let them down. It was the worst defensive performance they've had all year. Are we aligned on that at least?
And it was a 17-point performance. Like that should be good enough.
I hear what you're saying, Dylan, on that too, but history, I'm gonna go back into the history book with CJ Stroud, with Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. That should be enough, right? It wasn't. Like that to me, it always gonna come back to the fact that the biggest difference in them championship teams is that they could run the football. And I hear what you're saying with having JJ and having Cardinell and Julian. You got to run the ball. You just got to be able to run the ball. And it's no shock to me that the winner of this game was the team that rushed the ball the best. It just doesn't come off as shocking. We ran 24 carries for 45 yards. They ran 37 carries for 153. Shocker that they won the game.
Yeah, exactly right. I agree.
When you get to this point, the team that runs the ball the best typically goes on to win. Like, that's just how guys' bodies are beat up. It's just what it is. You got to be able to run the ball effectively, and we didn't.
It's weird because it feels like sometimes Ryan Day says, we have to be the team that runs the ball the best. And it's like, yes, but you didn't build that. So, like, he tries to do things with this offense that it wasn't built to do. And yesterday, you actually needed this offense to go do the things that it would do well, which is go quick, go on tempo. But they've never done it all year. And yesterday, when you needed them to, they couldn't execute. They couldn't get the job done. All right. We've spent a lot of time breaking down the game today. We're going to talk about next. It's not even been 12 hours. But technically, we now have to come to the realization that the season is over for Ohio State. I think it's worth having a little discussion as we head, towards the last part of the show. What is our takeaway from this season as a whole? What do we look at as our takeaways from Ohio State this season, 2025? We'll put that in perspective in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. If you are heading out the door and will be commuting on our roads today, just be mindful there are some slick spots with that winter weather and those frozen temperatures we had overnight. There could be some black ice, and so we want you to be careful and give yourself some extra time while you are getting to where you are going. Other than that, our roads are looking pretty good for the start of the new year. I'm 10 TV's Krista McFarland with your Fan Traffic.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Tri-State Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Tri-State Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you in Hilliard and Westerville.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Tyvis says that in all his years being in football locker rooms, he never once looked at another man's junk. He cannot say the same thing about working at this radio station. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Buckeyes lose the Cotton Bowl. Season's over, 24-14. Miami moves on to play. Who cares? I mean, I will care at some point. I will watch some college football today. I will try to get out of the funk a little bit, but damn, it's frustrating. Watching that game last night and seeing your team that you thought all year long, oh yeah, they'll be ready when the push comes to shove, they'll shove back. They didn't. They got pushed around yesterday. Offensively, defensively, it was a frustrating night as Buckeye fans. But season's technically over, Tyvis. I think it's worth at least starting the conversation of what do we take away from this season? What do you have from this season? What do you have to hang your hat on as a Buckeye fan? And what needs to change going into next year?
Well, I think that, when you look at, obviously, it starts with Julian saying, getting the experience that he needed. I think he didn't get a chance to go through this. This is a guy who's making his first year as a starting quarterback, and it's been all flowers and roses this entire season for him. His last 2 games, he got hit in the mouth. He understands that I have to be able to make better decisions under duress, because I think they said that he got sacked 6 times as a total of the season. He got sacked 5 times in the Big Ten championship, and then he got sacked 5 times last night. So he now understands, it's a difference when you go out there and play certain games. Like when you go up against the Akrons and whatnot, you got to hold yourself to a different standard. It can't be I I made this play, so we good. No, it has to be, would this work if I'm going against Indiana? Would this work if I'm going against Miami? Like you have to operate on that level. So when it happens in those games, you already are prepared for it. So it starts with him, which I think these 2 games were great growth for him. Bo Jackson will be better. Him and Isaiah West will be a really good 1-2 combo. But they have to figure out that offensive line. I think that has to be one of the key things. They're probably going to be replacing their entire defensive line for the 2nd straight season because Kenyatta Jackson's leaving. Caden McDonald is definitely leaving. Caden Curry is leaving.
Right.
And Tywan Malone is a senior. So they will be replacing their entire front 4 again.
Well, front 7, front 6, because Sonny Styles is a senior, and Arvell's probably going. I mean, he should. He's a first-round pick.
IGB is gone. Caleb Downs is gone. So you're essentially replacing 9 starters on defense, which you just did. So
this is where I say, like, as much as there was inexperience, and I get what you were talking about, like, this is a team that has a lot of guys who are going to play on Sunday or who are leaving because their eligibility is out. And they're not Diego Pavio. They're not going to sue for another year. They're just going to go. So, like, that's a concern, right? I look to the offensive side of the football as well because your offensive line needs tremendous help if you're going to be competitive in games where you play teams that have equal talent, which is what you play in the college football playoffs. But more than that, you need coaches who can actually develop these guys into players because I feel like there's been so much of a focus, especially in the wide receiver room, of, like, recruiting studs. And they did, right? They've got Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, although the guy who recruited those dudes is heading out the door to go take a head coaching job. So you got to replace him. But you have to replace not just the recruiting, you got to replace the development. And one thing that's weird about the wide receivers for me is who else of the young guys stepped up for you this year at a wide receiver position? Did you see it? No.
Quincy Porter Jr.
Yeah, but he's injured, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, if healthy, maybe you could say him, but you have a lot of other guys who...
They better go get Cam Coleman out of Auburn. That's what they better go
They
get.
better go hard in the transfer portal. And I got news.
Imagine
for all
JJ, Cam Coleman, and Chris Henry Jr., man.
I want to see them go get an Ole Miss running back again. K1 Lacey.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Dude, they
definitely need them.
Yeah. Julian Saya needs to continue to develop. To your point, he took a lot of shots this week or the last couple of weeks. He saw what it's like to actually play against some really tough defensive fronts. Hopefully he learns from that. Your running back room's best player was a freshman, right? That cannot happen next year. Not that I don't want Bo Jackson. He's going to be the featured back next year, but, like, you have to add to that. It can't just be him and a bunch of dudes who do nothing for you when they get out there. It has to be better on that front. So, yeah, I mean, this is Ohio State. You're not talking about, a 10-win season's pretty good around here. A 10-win season's a failure, right? Ryan Day's 3 goals he sets out every year are what? Win against the team up north, win a Big Ten championship, win a national championship. Lofty as those are, it's only been, I'm trying to go back and think, right? Since 2019, they beat Michigan that year. Did they win a Big Ten championship in 2019? I feel like they did.
Yes.
Okay. So did 2 of those in 2019. None of that happened in 2020. None of that happened for various reasons. Let's leave 2020 aside, but didn't do any of that 21, 22, 23, or last year you got the national championship. So there was one of the goals. This year you beat Michigan. There's one of the 3 goals. So the majority of years here that he has been the head coach, they have failed to do 2 of the 3, let alone all 3. So if you don't want to, don't get mad at me. I didn't set the goals. Those goals, by the way, have been here long before Ryan Day. That's exactly what most Ohio State coaches have had to do. But
I will say this.
Yet again, you're missing the mark on the most of the, but hey, they beat Michigan. That is a huge plus.
Well,
I'm glad they beat Michigan.
I'm glad you brought them up because seeing last night's game, it got me nervous now.
For next year?
Yeah.
Oh,
because Kyle Whittingham is all about toughness and physicality and all of those things. So we better fix it this offseason. Because if not, they will win that game.
The game that Ryan Day has beat since COVID, the one time he's beaten Michigan was when you had a coach who was historically horny in a way that I don't think we could have ever anticipated. So maybe Kyle Whittingham has that dog in him. Maybe he's a little bit of that kind of guy too. I don't know. But if Kyle Whittingham isn't in the DMs constantly during halftime, he may actually be coaching him up there, and he may actually give you a run for your money next year. So, folks, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to lose a game like this. Putting it in perspective like that makes me more worried and frustrated about next year. And I know there are some of you who are just going to say the sun came up today. We'll run it back next year. Buckeyes against the world. No problems. Ryan Day is great. Ryan Day is a very good head coach. Ryan Day has to prove that he is not Larry Coker.
Let me see.
He has to prove that he is not Mac Brown.
Who do we have next year?
Oh, it's a tough schedule.
Don't look at the schedule, Tyvis.
Don't
look at the schedule.
I know that's your favorite exercise.
Don't do it.
Is this it? Ball State, Texas, Kent State, Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, Maryland, Wolverines, Northwestern, Oregon, and USC?
Yes, but isn't it at... I feel like it's at Indiana. I feel like it's at USC.
It's at USC, at Indiana, at Kinnick Stadium, at Nebraska, and at Texas.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying, you are going to be working in, like you said, the majority of a new defense. You are going to be working in a very rough offensive line that has to get better. You have a quarterback who obviously now has been battle tested, but he's got to show improvement next year. Good luck.
Look,
and you got, by the way, you got to replace Carnell Tate and Brandon Ennis are gone out of that wide receiver room. So it's hopefully it's Jeremiah Smith. You got to keep him.
And Chris Henry
keep
Jr. and Quincy Porter and Mylan Graham and
Mylan Graham. They didn't even put him on the field. Is he even a dog now?
Somebody got to play the slot. Like you're not about
That's
to.
Fine. They just never got him out on the field all year. So I wish I hadn't put this season in perspective. Now that we did this, I'd rather us just have focused only on Miami. This makes me feel way worse.
I've been negative also the whole morning, and I know you told me not to do this earlier. I'm trying to look at it positively, and I want to go back to the preseason expectations. And if they would have had this season, if
they were top 5, top 3.
Okay, they made the playoff. They beat Michigan. They lost to a top 2 team in the Big Ten championship game, and they lost in the playoff. If
They started the season top 4. They didn't finish top 4. That's the reality. They didn't live up to the expectations for this season. Bottom line, if they made it to the semifinals, I'd say, all right, they met expectations.
I disagree.
They didn't.
I mean, this was for Ohio State, a quote-unquote rebuilding season where you had to replace, like Tyvis said, most of the defense, the starting quarterback.
They exceeded their expectations.
That's what Tebow just told me. No,
they exceeded their
didn't.
Yes, they did. They exceeded their preseason expectations. From the spring game, we all said, yeah. So they exceeded what everybody thought that they would be this year.
But they weren't. They were a top 5 team coming in. They're not finishing top 5. Sorry.
They just won the Natty. When has the last time?
You're talking expectations.
I'm saying, when was the last time that a Natty team wasn't?
But those are the expectations.
And you know good and well nobody should pay attention to preseason poll rankings.
That's what expectations are. Expectations based off what you saw.
You know that's wrong. You know that's right. I can't believe you saying that. You know that's wrong.
Good news. Next year, they're not working in a brand new defense. Oh, wait, yes, they will be because a bunch of guys will have to step up. Next year, they're not working in a brand new offensive coordinator like they were this year. Oh, wait, yes, they will be. They'll be doing that again.
In the business.
But here's the thing. Here's the difference between this year and next year. Despite all the changes that you guys brought up, I would be shocked with a returning Julian Saint, Jeremiah Smith, Bo Jackson.
Brandon Ennis, that's who in the slot next year. I forgot all about him.
He's still here.
He's a senior.
He's a senior?
Yes, I thought he's gone. Yeah,
that's not. That can't be.
I think that
can't be right.
I thought he was. Maybe I'm wrong.
We have to still. Let me go check my Googles.
We still have to do the transfer portal thing, but
He's a junior.
Oh, is he?
Okay, all right. He's back next year. Then good.
Ohio State is probably going to be the preseason #1 next year. So then the expectations are there.
But don't believe those. Don't believe the hype. How are they preseason #1 next year with all the things I just said? Whoever wins the national championship is probably going to. It's not Ohio State.
I was going to say the only team it could be is Texas again, and then they'll play them again at the beginning of the season.
All right, we gotta pause. We gotta take a break, and we're gonna hit the buzzer when we come back. We'll talk with Eric Reeser. We're gonna have a little discussion there. Tomorrow, though, a lot of this. I think tomorrow we need to have the discussion of did they meet expectations and what is next year going to look like. We'll do a lot of that tomorrow here on the show. Coming up next, we'll hit the buzzer. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Today our roads are looking good this morning. There are some trouble spots where there's some slick ice or some extra snow from the weather that we've gotten, but I'm not seeing any major traffic accidents at the moment that will disrupt your commute. Just be mindful if you are going to be headed out the door, give yourself some extra time. Keep the following distance between you and another car a little more in case you do have to stop in those slick spots. Other than that, our roads are looking great. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your fan traffic.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Hey, Aaron, what New Year's resolutions are you and I making this year?
Are you saying that I'm supposed to make New Year's resolutions for both of us?
Aaron, you know that thing where someone buys a gift and then someone else comes along and says, tell them it's from both of us.
Yeah?
Well, I invented that.
Jerry, I'll share my New Year's resolutions with you, but only if you promise to follow through on every one of them.
You've got it, Aaron.
Resolution number 2. I resolved to figure out new ways to make plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians more affordable for everyone.
Like how we give everyone $500 in free plumbing services whenever they buy a new water heater?
That's right, because every unexpected expense should be softened by an unexpected gift.
Like how we give people back all the money they paid us to repair their old HVAC system when they finally replace it with a new one?
That's right, up to $1,500.
We really care about people.
That's right, Jerry, and that's always resolution number 1.
Get an ECO.
ECO. Hey, it's Anthony, and of all the things you think about for a new year, the one thing that should be right at the top of your list is comfort and foot pain relief. I've told you my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store have made a massive difference in my life every day. Every time I leave the house, I feel supported, aligned, and I know my body is going to feel better, not just my feet. My knees feel better, and of course, my lower back. They are so much different than just the over-the-counter insoles. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to balance and strengthen my feet, and I always feel like my feet are being guided into their ideal position. They're strong, supportive, and flexible. I will never wear a pair of shoes without them. When you go to the Good Feet store, you'll get a comprehensive foot analysis by their trained specialist. You'll get a digital foot scan that helps design your personal arch support system and, of course, any follow-up support you need. They have more than 3 decades of helping customers. Make an appointment right now online at goodfeet.com. Good Feet, good life.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to find a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
All new in 2026, the Ohio RV and Boat Show, brought to you in part by Tel Ohio Credit Union, is back and bigger than ever at the Ohio Expo Center. Whether it's your first adventure or you're a seasoned outdoor enthusiast, this show has it all. One ticket gets you into all 3 buildings so you can see the latest in RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf carts, and more. From towables to drivers, jet skis to pontoons, and more, it's all here. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center, January 9th through 18th. Get details and tickets at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
For the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Both of these men played sports in high school. Only one of them was good at it. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, what a fun morning it's been. Happy New Year's to you. If you're up, thank you for listening. I know, a lot of people are off today, but thank you for joining us. And may not be your favorite thing to talk about is Ohio State losing to Miami, but this just in, probably going to be a lot of the topic on a lot of the shows today. Eric Reeser is joining us from Bishop and Friends. Sipping a nice, looks like an iced coffee there.
No, this is an energy drink.
Oh, energy drink.
Root beer flavored energy drink.
You need energy drinks in the morning.
Every morning.
Tyvis.
How many years are we going to have this discussion, bud?
I know.
I want you to
gentlemen.
I want you to
Happy New
naturally
Year.
To the ground. This already sucks.
Did you stay up for the ball drop?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I went to bed at 11:50. I rage quit.
That's terrible.
Well, you were 10 minutes
rage
away.
quit 2025.
Why would you do that?
I don't care.
Why would you do that? I went to bed at
I watched enough Ohio State. How many balls do you want to see hit the ground?
Yeah. No,
Wow.
fair
I don't
enough.
care.
We already saw that happen multiple times.
Hey, Cavs is doing well.
Oh,
they back.
They did well yesterday.
The past 2 games.
I mean, they're back. They're in the same spot you thought they'd be in. You thought they were going to get. I didn't think.
Cavs is back.
I thought they were going to get rocked on Christmas. They didn't. They just blew a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But they're right where I thought they were going to be, which is why I said this was going to be a difficult season to watch because you know that they're going to be a playoff team in the East. It's just how the hell that's going to look once you get to the NBA postseason.
Well, good news. We only have about 5 months till we find out the answer.
I mean, that's
to
what
those
we're talking about
questions,
today
so
on
that's
Bishop
good.
and Friends, right? We're not at all
that's
autopsying
exactly right.
this body from last night in Dallas.
Obviously, I know
there's
there's
no
gonna be
reason to.
A lot of discussion there about the game. I will let you guys do that coming up at 9 a.m. Do you guys have anybody?
We got Paul Feinbaum at 10:30.
Oh, great. That's just...
Well, he gets to stay in the country so far.
Well, not yet. He said if a Big Ten team wins, could be that Indiana.
I thought he said
becomes
if
the team.
anybody but the SEC wins.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, if
did
that's
he
the
say
case,
that? Because he really in the pickle.
Well, you know what? Maybe they'll clarify that on the show today. We'll find out.
Will you get that answer?
Yes. We will effort that answer. I mean, look, there are 2 Big Ten teams remaining in this. Indiana and Alabama is going to be a very low-scoring game if it keeps torrentially downpouring in Pasadena.
Sure.
But I like Oregon's chances against Texas Tech. I like both Big Ten teams in this. I mean, they're obviously going to meet in the semifinal game, but yeah, this last night stinks. And I do think one of the biggest things not discussed was the difference in leadership from last year to this year for the Buckeye team. So we'll get into that throughout the show because, yes, we will be dissecting what exactly happened with the Buckeyes and the Hurricanes. Tim May, we're going to try to effort him for 11:30. I am 500 on the season. Picking NFL games against the spread.
Man.
What a comeback.
What a comeback.
I have 1 week to either get above that or stay at 500.
It's the hardest week,
so we'll try to beat the house. Yeah, it is.
This week is like handicapping the preseason, except for 2 games.
I mean, I don't know what you do with Trey Lance. I think is getting a start somewhere in the National Football League. We'll do a little bit of that as well. We're going to be your couch for the next 3 hours, 9 to noon. So sit, let us know your feelings, and we'll give you some of ours.
By the way, Paul Feinbaum said he would leave the country if a Big Ten team wins the national championship.
All right. So still a couple chances for that to happen.
I mean, for Ohio State fans, I guess that's a question I want to continue for the next month at least, are you rooting for Big Ten over the field?
No, I feel like that's such SEC energy. I don't want to engage. I am Ohio State. Again, we can't wear these Ohio versus the world shirts and then be like, oh, yeah, go Oregon. That's awesome. I love it for them. I don't love that Dan Lanning could win a national championship. I don't love that Kurt Signetti could win a national championship. Yes, it's good for the conference, I guess, but...
Do you want to see Ole Miss win it to Buck Lane Kiffin? Because that's going to be a mess.
Dude, they're going to... Supposedly... Did you see the request?
What Rebels.
The request is Lane Kiffin has asked to join the broadcast.
The governor wants to be in the stadium.
And it's like, because they're doing it in Louisiana. Obviously, LSU is where he's coaching now. His old team is going to be in the building. And he said, I'd like to join the ESPN broadcast. They can't let him on the air.
I'm sorry. I can't hate Lane Kiffin like you guys do. He's the ultimate troll. I love it. Put him on the broadcast.
No, I
say you have to put him on the broadcast almost.
Oh, no. They will for ratings. I'm quite sure. But from he's just going to go on there and be like, yeah, Ole Miss is great, but I went to LSU. He's going to spend the whole time recruiting to LSU and pumping up LSU.
Exactly.
And they're not even going to be in this game. And he's going to get to publicize his team, which is doing nothing that he's chosen.
They better not try to. They better stay away from Bryce Underwood. That man is. They need to bring him in on grand larceny charges.
No, we didn't get to any. We didn't get to Iowa. We didn't get to Iowa potentially ending Diego Pavia's career. We didn't get to Michigan losing to Texas.
College football
Dave
lights money on
Portnoy
fire
with a finger gun.
But he's probably the biggest heist.
That's bad.
That's a good job by his representation.
I'm telling you, he ain't going nowhere because ain't nobody paying him.
No, I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so after what you saw this year.
Someone's going to.
It ain't stealing if they giving it to him.
Going back to college football loves to light money on fire, they will give good money to bad players.
Well, that's
and then not develop them and go,
true.
well, it's his fault.
Yes, that's
you
probably
got the best
true.
quarterback in high school, but can't throw the ball. What sense does that make?
Doesn't none.
How about the quarterback?
Football.
How about the quarterback on the other side, Arch Manning?
Oh, he doesn't give an F anymore.
Arch probably would be the #1 pick in the draft if he came out.
I said Arch was going to win the Heisman. I didn't say
Stone
what
Cold
year.
Steve Austin.
That man ran for
WrestleMania
155 yards yesterday.
White Mike Vick. He's
All right.
back.
I like what Reeser said about it being your couch for the next 3 hours. Bishop and friends, sidle on up to the couch.
Come give us your feelings,
yes,
friends.
exactly right. They're here for you. We've been here for you all morning. We'll do it all day right here on The Fan.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. Find your local Bryant Heating and Cooling dealer at Bryant.com.
I think this is the only non-Ohio State Miami discussion or story that we'll have had on the show other than the last 5 minutes. Columbus Crew announced yesterday that Henrik Rydstrom is going to be the 9th full-time head coach in club history. He most recently led the renowned Malmo FF. I know you guys all watched the Aliskavan over there in Sweden.
What'd you call me?
The Aliskavan, yes, or Alviskavan, whatever. It's their top league. Sweden's league is very comparable to Major League Soccer, and he has won back-to-back championships with Malmo. They are in European competition. They are a very good team. He now comes over to the Crew. Hopefully he can replicate that success here. Wishing him the best of luck with that. But this dude, by the way, I looked up when he played because he's a coach, right? But he played for many years. He played from 1994 to 2013. That is a 21-year career, in case you're... 19-year career, sorry.
That's when I was born.
Pretty crazy.
When I was about to leave college.
Yeah, so...
How did we not lead the show with this?
I thought about it. But I thought, maybe we should leave with the big Ohio State game. Maybe we should start there. Anyway, Buckeye Talk coming up next. Bishop and Friends next. We will be back tomorrow to break it all down even further. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Today our roads are looking good this morning. There are some trouble spots where there's some slick ice or some extra snow from the weather that we've gotten, but I'm not seeing any major traffic accidents at the moment that will disrupt your commute. Just be mindful if you are going to be headed out the door, give yourself some extra time. Keep the following distance between you and another car a little more in case you do have to stop in those slick spots. Other than that, our roads are looking